Yo,
Yeah.
welcome back. Welcome back.
Hold on. No. We can't say welcome back. We can't say welcome back yet. We can't say
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The man of himself is back home. Welcome home. And happy Veterans Day to you and my uncle. Nobody can run it like BINK can run it.
Hey,
Missed
man.
you, brother. It's good to see you, baby.
It's good to be back up in here, man. It's good to be back. I missed y'all too, man. I miss being in the studio. I miss coming in here talking this boxing with y'all.
Hardest 7 days of your life, huh?
Man, what? I've been missing this. Man. I've been at home singing Sam Cooke.
Oh, God.
I ain't playing. But, man, welcome back, y'all. I'm back. It's your boy BINK, Slipping Kind of Podcast. We're at the Kenichi Bears Studios. Man, we got a special episode for y'all today, man.
Yeah.
I hope y'all is really tapped in. Come on in the chat. Come on in. Show us some love today. Got our boy GOLDENBOY here. Got the water. What he got? Essential water now. He can't just drink Deer Park like everybody else from Maryland. He got to drink essential water.
Here we go.
He got the special phone. What car you drive today? What car you drive today?
This dude.
I'm telling you, man. This my dog right here, man. I'm telling you. You will never find another GOLDENBOY.
Man, shout out to J Fire. They're doing all this popcorn fundraiser joint.
Okay.
For, they have a big fundraiser. Miss Ashley just told me about it. So y'all ever in Waldorf? If you're looking right by the Best Buy, you look across the street at the checks, they right next to a J Fire, man. That's where this dude be talking trash about me getting my CBD and the pink lotion and everything. And to Miss Kennedy, Miss Cavity. You know how we just had our drink. We still got to mention the drop, but
Right.
she wants to do the desserts.
Okay.
You know, she's
always
big
down for dessert.
with the desserts, man. Miss
Love
Kennedy's
me.
bad with it, man.
Love me some dessert. But yeah, guys, we got a special episode today. We got El Paso Route 1 of our biggest supporters. Our man Junior came through with a food drop, brought us a bunch of food. I ain't seen it yet.
Big Roy.
You know, we ain't seen it yet, but please believe when we get our plates, we're going to show y'all what we about to feast down on.
Oh,
All right?
God.
Authentic Mexican food. I can't wait.
Yeah, man, we got to do this again and have Cavity Bakery. Kennedy come down there with
You
the
hear me?
food, with the desserts
Right.
and everything. We got to make sure
I might be no more good after all that. I might be sitting back here like this. No more good. The itis done hit me and
God,
everything.
dog.
Dessert. You know what I'm saying? Woof, Lord Jesus. But man, hold on. Let's get into some boxing while we here, man. So, as y'all see, the title of the show, the WBC has ordered mandatory SHAKUR Stevenson versus CRUZ. Lord have mercy.
Cruz.
Pitbull. The name says it all. That guy is an X factor in the 135-pound division. I think he is a problem for any and everybody in that division. You better come with your mouthpiece molded tight and right when you fight that boy Pitbull. What you think, man?
I think he'll make SHAKUR work, but SHAKUR's still SHAKUR. He just sees stuff 2-3 moves ahead, figure things out. Like the way Tank adjusted and got to him, SHAKUR will probably do the exact same thing, but control the distance a little better.
Right.
Because, you know, that's his gift. That's the thing I always say. That's the thing that makes him different. And we know Pitbull's the type of dude, I need to be here to get where I want to do what I want to do.
Right.
SHAKUR's whole thing is by the time Pitbull comes here, if he's here, and if I'm SHAKUR, as soon as he makes his commitment, whether it be feint and lead step here, or if he feints this way, comes in this way, whatever way he chooses to go, that's where SHAKUR's going to go. Whether it be he keeps his front foot planted, takes a half step back, shoot, and move his body, whatever, and then he's gone. That's going to be the tell sign. The first 6 rounds is going to be crucial.
Very crucial. I think he's going to be very uncomfortable. And I think Pitbull's going to rip to the body. Rip away like he's trying to hit a home run.
Because he's a volume puncher.
Yes.
So everything that everybody was wondering what Valdez was going to do, Valdez should do this, this is that now, because now you're dealing with somebody who's more of a volume puncher with not a one-punch knockout thing, but more of a break you down crack. And a sudden, if he catches you wrong, type of hurt.
Right.
So if I'm him, I'm telling him, if I'm in Pitbull's camp, like, we don't give a damn about hitting SHAKUR. Just hit him any damn way. I don't care where you hit him anyway.
Right.
Don't worry about hitting him directly here. Don't worry about him. Just get We need to start. Just keep touching them. Just hit them in the hand. Hit them in the forearm. Hit them in the shoulders. Hit them in the hips. Hit them in the thigh and the clinches. That's what we need these first 6 rounds if we want to have a shot.
Right.
From rounds 7 through 12.
Right.
That's the big thing.
Now, do you think Shakur got enough steam to keep him off? I know athletically he has enough athleticism to get out of the way and be gone. Right, but with the wear and tear, we know Isaac Cruz is coming forward. You have to hit him with. You have to stop him to make him stop coming forward, or be more athletic and get away from him to make him chase you. But do you think Shakur has enough pop, enough steam to make Isaac respect his power, respect him, and maybe take a step back and say, "Damn, I can't just go in there. I can't just come forward."
He did it with Tank, and Tank hits harder. And he stayed.
He was in there.
He stayed the course. Like, I gotta try to stay on Tank. I gotta try to stay on Tank.
That's my only worry.
That's the only thing. Because Sam was like, okay, well, I took Tank shots, so I could go ahead and.
If I can eat Tank, I can eat anybody. Pause.
Because he's the fight. This is the guy who. Tank is that guy who you just. I can't remember. I was saying your anxiety. I can't relax. You can't. Sometimes, like young fighters. I've said this on previous episodes, but. You'll hear old pros talk about, oh, once I relaxed, I got caught. It's because your anxiety, boxing is all about anxiety a lot of the time. So you might lose 3 rounds worth of energy coming out the ring walk, but as you starting, once you get a guy under control, you hitting him with certain shots, you might walk off and, stay, walk off on him, move, breathe, get him under control. And that time when you relax, people say, he gets caught late, it's because you're trying to stay calm. Then, he leaps in with something because you're staying relaxed. You feel like you got him under control. Tank's one of them guys you can't do that. Because he hits so hard, and then he's not just coming forward type of guy. He's coming at so many different angles, and crafty is like, okay, I can't. Every second. Some people don't understand that. There's sparring sessions I've been in, fights I've been in where it's like, dude, every single second, I could get knocked out here. Like this, he can hurt me. That's Tank. Right. So he got hit clean by Tank. But it was the left hand that broke his left hand, or any of the other shots. He landed good shots on people. Pitbull took it and stayed the course. So now it's like, okay, with Shakur, it's mostly keeping up with his feet. Right. I gotta keep up with his feet and his chest movement. Okay, he's gonna take this quarter step. He's gonna take this half step. Then he's gonna plant his foot and swing out his back foot, get out. No, I just gotta stay on that. I ain't gotta worry about the power. I just gotta get caught with nothing stupid. Right. That's the big thing.
For sure. And I think another key point, like we said, is just touch him. Touch Shakur.
Yeah.
Rib, elbow, shoulder, whatever. Touch him. Just touch him.
Man, if I'm in Pitbull's camp, I'm locking his. I'm working on inside stuff, like not just working to get inside. I mean, like as we're working, and then Shakur does the smart move and lock him up, throwing his shoulder under his rib, moving his big head, moving him, boom, boom, and moving him, roll, just like how Frazier did all this, just rolling it. It's like, God, get off me. Right. Doing those things. Now, if I'm in Shakur's camp, I'm telling him we palming him until the referee say stop. Right. Every time he make a move, I'm here. Every single chance I get, I'm trying to blind him. Make him have to move my hand out the way. As soon as he do, I'm dropping the left hand. Oh, I'm sorry, this way. Like, boom, and as soon as he move my hand, I drop the left hand. Boom, doing this, I'm doing this. And up, stop. Right. No part, no lacing.
Make the ref stop.
Make the ref stop doing it. Keep him off.
Make the ref stop.
And as soon as he gets past this, run him into the forearm. As soon as you do this, and he's coming, if I'm doing this, like how I'm blocking it, y'all can't see my face. If I'm doing this, as soon as he remotely gets past that, I'm running him into my forearm. And then dropping the left hand, drop a left uppercut, use his weight against some pivot out. Maybe if I'm still there, I could shoot a little body shot here just to make him run his momentum into here. That's what I'm telling Shakur, and I'm pretty sure that's what his team is going to tell him to do and control it. But the first 6 rounds are crucial.
Very crucial, very crucial. That's going to be a great fight, an entertaining fight. Any fight that Pitbull's in is going to be worth watching. So if you guys don't know who Isaac Cruz is, by now, make sure you guys tune in to Shakur versus Cruz. It's going to be a hell of a fight. Some other notable fights this weekend coming up. These are my favorite fights coming up. We got Kenichi Estrada versus Jasmine Villarino, right? Jasmine Villarino. She's Argentinian. We don't know much about her. She's from Argentina.
Villarino.
Villarino, okay, versus Sinisa, Mexican blood, and we know Argentinian fighters, they come to bang out. Lucas Matisse, Marcos Maidana, just to name a couple. That cloth they cut from is different, so this should be an interesting fight, especially with Sinisa and her power and her swag she got in the ring. And she's making her return. She ain't been in the ring in almost a whole year, dealing with things. She switched up from Golden Boy. Now she's with Top Rank with Bob Arum, so a slightly bigger platform, more to show. So what you feel about that fight?
Yeah, I'm just happy to see Sinisa back.
Shit,
honestly,
indeed.
It's how emotional she got in the press conference, talking about having the biggest year in female boxing. Like, she's not a part of it because of all the business stuff that's going on and everything outside the ring. And now she gets to be a part of that and put her stamp on that year.
Right.
And with a tough opponent and put on a show. That's the big thing, So, and I mean, Sinisa has always been viral because of that knockout she did on her, like 7 seconds,
yeah,
6 seconds.
Like that. She had no business being in the ring with her.
Yeah, and she knew it. And the sad part was Sinisa had to do that to her because that's one of them opponents where the longer you stay in there with them, the worse you look. Because you can't even say, I'm just trying to get the rounds in with an opponent like that. Like, she didn't even come out the corner.
That girl didn't want to come out the corner.
Didn't even come out the corner.
It's almost like they pushed her out the corner to go fight.
And she was like...
Yeah. And Sinisa ran down on her.
Ran down on her. And the thing was, if you watch that combination, she tried to hurt her to the body. She wasn't even trying to hit her hard to the head.
She just naturally finishing the combination that she works on in the
combination.
Gym. You're right. That's just gym work. And good God almighty. Sinisa.
And the thing is, though, that little itty-bitty girl...
At 108? What she fight at 108?
Bruh, she fight like anywhere between 105 to 112. She be going up and down.
Right. I heard she be hurting dudes in sparring. Like,
I've heard that since the amateur days.
Right.
She has a nasty hook. And the thing is, though, it don't look like nothing until you hear the impact of it.
Right.
It's like, God almighty. It's like, oh my God. And then, bro, I told you when she fought Marlene, my father watching saying, these early rounds Marlene gonna get, but I know one thing, she better not get hit by this girl, because she get hit, it's gonna break her down. Boom, all of a sudden, Sinisa starts sitting down and said, man, this girl can hit. My father, man, this girl can hit.
Can crack.
Oh my. And you see, breaking down, she's just dominant.
Right, she got it. She's definitely one of my favorite fighters, male or female. I mean, just her swag, the smile. She's so vibrant outside the ring.
Gangster.
Humble gangster. Yeah, you could tell she got that gangster in the East LA. She not playing with you. She talks about it a lot. But just her presence and her being a commentator now, it just adds to her whole aura that she brings to boxing. She's one of the greats in boxing right now. I love to see her fight. Love to watch her talk when she's covering fights. Gives great insight. So big shout out to Sinisa Estrada, and good luck on your fight coming up this weekend. We got Floyd Diaz fighting this weekend too. I like Floyd Diaz.
Yeah, I like Floyd too.
Emiliano Vargas is fighting this weekend. Montana Love is fighting this weekend.
Oh, word?
On DAZN. Yeah, he fighting on DAZN. And I want to. Richardson Hitches is fighting on DAZN.
Good for
this
him.
Weekend. Big fight for him. Comeback. He's not a comeback. He's been pretty active. Right?
Yeah, he's been pretty active. He just sparred Makai. Remember Makai we had in here? They went up. Him and Richard went up there to New York and gave Richard some work.
Oh, that's what's up. That
was good for them.
Richard's nice, yo. I've seen him spar. I've seen him. Yeah, he nice. He's a
technician. He's a pure technician when it comes to his foot placement, his long shots. Like, he don't cheat his punches, none of that. So, like, he's a technician, like a pure technician.
He's at that level where he's about to break.
Yeah,
that ceiling where he's about to be mainstream.
But I worry about him just the way I was saying. Where I worried about Shakur is like they're gonna have to talk trash to get the notoriety in a sense and take the tough fights because they're gonna say they boring. Yeah, when really you don't see the chess moves that they do inside of the ring type of thing.
It takes an eye to appreciate that kind of stuff.
Well, I gotta ask you this.
What's up?
I was waiting for this. Sweet Hands fighting David.
Ooh,
what you think?
What
you think?
Man, I about jumped up to the backflip when they announced that fight.
Bruh.
I about jumped up to the backflip. I said, yes, boxing. The boxing guys, you have appeased.
Wait, time out. Real quick. We also got to announce the GOAT Frank Martin's going to fight little Michelle Ali.
Okay.
He fighting Michelle Ali. That's going to be a banger too. Them two guys did not have to fight each other. They're going to fight each other. So I can't wait till future episodes to talk about that.
I like Frank Martin, yo. He definitely a technician. He got the Errol Spence in him.
God.
I mean, walk you down behind the combination.
Waste nothing.
Nothing's wasted. He an electric fighter with power, pop. A great guy, man. Great guy.
So, Sweet Hands
back
and
to
David,
that, though.
What you think?
Oh, man. I mean, sheesh. I'm getting chills talking about that joint. I mean, you got Caleb Plant coming off of the knockout.
Biggest knockout.
One of his probably his biggest knockout.
Since that knockout when he slid over, hit the dude to the
Yes.
body. Then before that, when he put the dude early in his career, like
Right.
this was like a long stretch in between.
Right.
With this knockout.
Right. That was a beautiful knockout. His confidence has to be through the ceiling right now. And just the build up between David and Caleb, the back and forth over the years. And then the contrast
stuff in the gym.
Right, the
that
stuff
happened.
in the yes, the contrast in styles. You got Caleb, he's sweet hands, sweet playing. What's up? Oh, you see? Okay.
Oh, we gonna come over. Yeah. Oh
let's come back to that. Let's come back to that.
Because we got plenty of time to go on that.
We got plenty of time to talk about that.
Weeks?
But yeah, I'm excited about that fight, man. But hey, guys, our first guest of the evening, of the afternoon is here. DMV fighter, one of the greatest guys, top prospect, Jaleel Hackett is in the building. What's up? What's up?
How you?
What's up?
Oh, get right.
You good. Take your time. You good?
Yeah.
You good? How you been, man? How you been living?
I've been good, man. I've been good.
That's what's up. Good to see you, man.
Definitely.
You got
man.
Derek back there. What's up, Derek? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, glad to have you on the show finally. Welcome to Slip and Counter Podcast. Welcome to the studio. Just how things been?
I've been good, man. Man, staying out the way. If I ain't in the gym, I'm in the house, man.
Yeah.
The last fight was in May on Tank's card. It's crazy y'all getting this, but before I even came in, I just got a fight date. So
Okay.
Like, yeah, no, we be getting another one in before the year.
Okay.
Good for
Yeah,
you.
no, but I've been good, man.
That's what's up. What's the next fight day? Can you announce it yet, or still?
Just know I'll be fighting
Okay.
before the end of the year.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. So I mean, you one of the top prospects in boxing. Your name's ringing all over Fight Hype. You everywhere. How does that feel?
It feels good. Like I always say, getting the fruits of my labor. I gave my whole life to this sport, so it's like for me to be in this predicament is good. I'm thankful for it.
Yeah, for sure. I seen that post you posted about you was running with Floyd Mayweather at the Mayweather gym.
Yeah.
What influence has he had on you in your career?
He's had a big impact. Of course, he signed me, but I've been around Floyd, like been able to talk to him and stuff like that since I was young. I got pictures and stuff in the gym with Floyd when I was a kid, still in the amateurs. I got videos training with Floyd Senior. So it's like I've been around him for a minute, and for me to be able to finally reconnect on like a professional level, and he also talked to me about not being just a fighter, but businessman, stuff like that. It means a lot. I'm definitely appreciative for him.
For sure. Did you ever get a chance to be around Roger?
No, not as much.
Okay.
Not as much. But I ain't heard nothing but great things about Roger, and seeing him on the outside looking in, he was solid. He was straight work.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I love that.
What can you say about Floyd Mayweather's work ethic? Because I know it's legendary, but being there to see it firsthand, what can you say about it?
Floyd work hard.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of guys say, oh, yeah, they hard work. Floyd works hard.
Mm-hmm.
He worked real hard. It's
With no fight date.
It can't be explained. This man, he's been retired for a while. I watched him train. He trained like he got a world title fight coming up.
Mm-hmm. Man, what about his work stands out to you the most?
Honestly, it's constant.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys work. They got a bell. The bell tells them when it's time to break.
Mm-hmm.
He works. The bell tells him, go get you a sip of water, then go right back to work.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see him 4-minute rounds, 5-minute rounds, stuff like that. It's not usual. It's not normal. For
sure. Now, I've seen you fight a couple times, man, and big puncher, big pop, great boxing IQ.
Control.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. A lot of you have a lot of skills in your tool bag. What else do you think you could add to your game? What are you working on to become better?
I'm always growing, always learning. I think a lot of the things I would like to add to my game, most of them are mental.
Mm-hmm.
Slight changes that can change a fight. Really, for real.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. You got anything for him?
I mean, just me being able to train beside him, watching him, like great inside control, great ring generalship. Got a nasty hook, very nasty hook, like very sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Control you where he wants to put you, where he wants to get out at. And you be very, as the skills that you want to see out of a prospect, you're already looking at as, you know, I always say try to become a complete pro.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing that stuff now instead of having to be told to do it.
Right.
Those type of things you want to see out of a prospect when you watching them.
Yeah, for sure. Who are some of the guys you watch now? Active fighters, guys that you like to watch?
My favorite right now got to be Earl Spence.
Mhm.
I model my fight game after him.
Right.
He
I
a
can see it
beast.
too.
Earl beast. And it meant a lot to me. After my last fight, a lot of people was comparing me to him. They was like, "Yeah, he kind of like an orthodox Earl Spence."
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's nice. I was real thankful for that.
Right. What do you like that Spence does the best that you try to emulate?
He got like this constant like pressure to where it's like he don't hit you with like one punch and knock you out. But it's
Mhm.
like he hit you with like
Breaks
a lot
you
of punches
down.
and over the rounds. It's like, man,
Mhm.
like when he swell his eye up,
Yeah.
like when that eye get closed,
Right.
and it's like, yeah, he just beat on you until like you can't take it no more.
Right.
And I feel like that's worse than a knockout. You knock a
Right.
guy out in the first round, he got caught with a good shot. He can
Right.
always say, man, he caught with a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
But you beat a guy up for 8-9 rounds. You just
Take his
constantly
Uh-huh.
beating him up, dominating him. It's like it's nothing I could do
Right.
to stop him from doing that. He did
Right.
what he wanted. I didn't get knocked out because he didn't want to knock me out.
Mm-hmm.
He just beat me down. So that's what I like about Earl.
Yeah, I definitely feel it's like what they say, death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah,
It's worse to die like that. Just kill me. You ain't got to slice me 1,000 times. So I feel you on that. Have you had a chance to meet Earl yet or speak to him?
I met him at the fights in Brooklyn.
Okay.
We got to talk. I was surprised he said he knew about me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I surprised about that. We chopped it up a little bit in the lobby of the hotel after the weigh-ins.
Uh-huh.
But he a good dude. He told me he'd be looking out for me.
That's what's up. What's it like being signed to the money team, man? That's huge.
It's good, man. You know, it's one of those like dream come true situations. You know, there's a lot of fighters that wish they were signed to somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of guys that ain't signed to nobody. So,
Mhm.
and it's even a nicer list of guys that wish like, you know, they can be signed to Floyd, talk
Yeah.
to Floyd, stuff like that. So for me to be signed to him, man, it's truly a blessing.
For sure.
I don't take it for granted either.
Right.
Yeah.
Who else is in the TMT stable that's up and coming that we need to be on the lookout for?
I don't want to miss nobody.
Mhm.
So for real, honestly, anybody watching, they can do their own research.
Yeah.
Anybody who signed in the past 24 months,
Okay.
honestly, be on the lookout because they signed a nice group of young talent like
Some dogs
myself.
coming up.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for them.
For sure. Yeah, man. Glad to have you in the studio, man. So I like to ask guys this because I feel like DMV boxing is probably one of the hubs in the sport, right? So who are some of your favorite fighters from the area and where do you place yourself in the pack?
Right now we got a lot of that's another situation where it's like, you don't want to, you know, get to splurring off names because you don't want to miss nobody. But we got a lot of talent in our area. And I tell people all the time, like, you know, don't get it confused. Once upon a time, we had 5 world champions in one city.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like people say, oh, it was 5. It's 5 or 6 world champions in California right now.
Mm-hmm.
They in California. That's a whole state.
Right.
And then on top of that, half of those guys ain't even from California.
Exactly.
We talk about one city.
Mhm.
We had 5 world champions. So
One
it's
point had the most belts. At one
yeah,
point had the
it's,
most belts.
yeah, it's like, so it's talent. It's talent. It's always been talent in the city. So it's like, you know, it's talent here. As far as where I rank myself, I don't get into the, you know, who run the city thing. I've never been into that.
Right.
I've been always, you know, I'm trying to run the world.
Yeah.
I want them to be like, oh yeah, he the best in the world.
Mhm.
You the best in your city. Who cares?
Right.
Yeah, like I'm trying to run the.
I feel
Yeah.
that. I respect that. Besides boxing, what are some other things you want to do to have an impact on the sport besides just boxing?
Honestly, I really want to be like that guy that like we retire or forget retire from the sport. Like I'm no longer here. They like, man, he was solid. He stood on whatever you say. He stood on it, and that's why they love him. You know, I don't want him to be like, oh, we like him because he was undefeated. Or we like him because he did this.
Yeah.
I want to be like, yeah, he was solid. Anything he said, he stood on it.
For sure. Walk me through. So you in the dressing room, you get ready to walk out, make your ring walk. What are some of the emotions you feel and how you preparing yourself to get in the ring?
Honestly, I'm locked in. I'm locked in. A lot of guys say, "Oh yeah, I'm laser focused. I'm thinking about what I'm doing in the ring." I'm really locked in. The most important thing to me is like I don't want to walk to the ring and trip and fall. Or something.
Yeah.
That's what I be worried about. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to fall or nothing.
Yeah.
Or I want to slip getting in the ring,
Mm-hmm.
get my foot tangled up in the ropes. That's the only thing I be worried about.
That be on your mind.
Yeah, I be like, when I get in the ring, I'll worry about what I got to do in the ring.
Yeah.
And I know if you prepare for a fight the right way, you shouldn't be nervous. You should have nerves, of course. It should be the good type of nerves, though.
Yeah.
The excitement. But, like, you shouldn't be worried about, what if I lose?
Yeah, no, for sure.
No, if you prepare how you're supposed to prepare, you go out there and you do your work.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So this guy was telling you, he said, man, I trained with Jaleel.
Yeah.
What are some things you learned from this guy right here, this GOAT, Junior?
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Man, hey, I let it be known, man. I give credit where credit is due.
Mm-hmm.
He a bad boy on that jump rope.
Okay,
He a
yes,
bad
sir.
boy
I'm
on that
telling
jump
you.
rope, man.
Yeah.
He do work on that jump rope. Yeah, no, y'all go check his page out. He got some slight stuff on there. He don't really go crazy
Right.
for the camera.
Yeah, he be chilling.
Yeah, he nice on the jump rope though.
My biggest thing is just being in there, try to, because guys be like, oh, they happy to see me back because I'll be gone or whatever because
Yeah.
of the situation. That they try to keep everybody upbeat and happy or whatever.
Mhm.
That's my only thing when I go to the gym now.
Right.
That's my only thing.
You the presence in the gym, bringing that light and that energy.
Try to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy their work or whatever. Because I
Right.
know how quickly it could be taken away.
Right.
Something that you want to do.
Right.
So that's just my biggest thing.
For sure. How big has your father played a role in your career, man? I met him a couple times. He's a great guy, man.
He played a huge role in my
Mhm.
career, not even just in my career, in my life.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things I learned, or a lot of principles I go by based off of what he told me,
Mm-hmm.
what I was taught getting raised. So it's like he played a big role in me as a fighter and me as a man too. So yeah, I'm definitely appreciative of him.
Yeah, 100%. That's good. There's a lot of father-son relationships and teams in boxing, but sometimes that relationship can get strained. But y'all are pretty tight.
And I tell people, I'm like, no matter how strained it is, you got always, good, bad, or indifferent. You always got to protect the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all could be going through whatever y'all going through behind closed doors, but out in public, y'all solid.
Mm-hmm.
That's what any relationship, not just father-dad, well, father-son, I mean, but like any relationship you have with anybody, if it's going bad, it go bad behind closed doors.
Yes, sir.
In the public is as good as it could be.
Right. That's
Yeah.
important. Hope y'all listening, taking note of that. Who we got in the chat? Let me see what the chat got going on. Sophia Danish said, "What's up, fellas?" Susan Thomas, who knows if they will fight next year? They're talking about the Caleb Plant and
Yeah, it's supposed to be early next year.
Yeah. How you feel about that fight?
That's gonna be a good one. And,
Yeah.
I had posted about it on
Mhm.
my page. I was telling a lot of people like, this how boxing's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Them guys like, he said, you want to fight me, right? He said, yeah. He said, I want to fight you. He said, yeah.
Uh-huh.
He said, when they make it happen, it's gonna happen. And right now we just gotta wait.
Right.
When the powers that be want it to happen, it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I tell people all the time, like, I don't gotta hate you to fight you. This is
Yeah.
a business.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if I feel like the fight makes sense and it's gonna financially make sense and it's gonna make sense again, I'm gonna fight you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we can go out to dinner right after.
No, no doubt.
I don't gotta hate you to fight you.
Yeah.
No, because I do this for a living.
Mhm.
I'm gonna show you I'm better than you.
Right.
And
Right.
we can be cool, but I just know I'm better.
Right. Some of that Floyd wisdom, huh?
Please take a note of what he just
Right.
said, everybody.
Yes,
Please
sir.
take a note of what he just said.
And it's like, just think about it. You got guys, and I didn't know this until not too long ago. Look at the NBA. You got Draymond Green and LeBron. I didn't know they was that close.
I ain't know either.
On the outside looking in, it's like, man, they hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond got ejected from the NBA Finals for punching him in the nuts.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you wouldn't think they was that close, but it's like at the end of the day, when you compete and you a top level competitor,
Mm-hmm.
you're just trying to win.
Right.
It don't matter. I can have a brother that box. If we fight the same weight and I got 2 belts and he got 2 belts, it's either you better move up or I'm gonna fight you.
Right.
And it ain't because I don't like you. I ain't gonna leading up to the fight. Oh, I hate him. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. He a bum. He a punk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm better than you, and I'm gonna prove it when we fight. Simple.
Right.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So
I thought another one with 2 dudes from here, Maurice Blocker and Simon Brown.
Mm-hmm.
both sides the same promoter came up together. It's videos of them doing C-pattern work together in the ring, whatever, before they fought the Armory on separate bouts. Then they wound up fighting each other. They've beat the hell out of each other. If y'all want to watch a fight on an off night, watch Maurice Blocker, who Felix trained at before his first world title, Maurice Blocker, and Simon Brown. They did what they did to each other twice.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the fight, went to the hospital, got their stuff together, took their wives to dinner, group date.
Group day.
That's how this sport's supposed to be, though, man. It's, at the end of the day, this is how we feed our families.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this ain't life or death.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, you got a lot of these athletes, they get to a point where they want to be something that they not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you wasn't raised like that or you ain't come up like that, don't act like it. And I always say, the streets only impress or they only fun to somebody who ain't never been in them.
Mm-hmm.
When you really been out there, you really know what happened out there. You know how deep it get out there.
Scary.
You really focusing on getting away from it. Cause
Yeah.
you like you know it's really life or death out there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah,
Right.
if you're an athlete, be an athlete. So
For sure.
yeah.
I respect that. I got a question for you here. I wrote down. I was thinking about it because a lot of people I talk to, they still prefer UFC over boxing. What do you think we could do to bring boxing to the forefront?
What I just said, the best
Make
got to
the
fight the
fights.
best.
Mm-hmm.
Best got to fight. In the UFC, a lot of times in boxing, these guys be trying to protect that O.
Mm-hmm.
You protect that O. Oh, you lose your career over. This guy's UFC 6-7 losses. They still the man.
Yup, the man.
Yeah, because they going in there and they fighting.
Mm-hmm.
They fighting. They want to just fight.
Right.
It's a gladiator sport at the end of the day. And the fans like to see blood.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, the UFC is, it's more entertaining because it's more competitive.
Right.
Those guys is a good fighter versus a good fighter.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a A-class. In boxing, you got an A-class fighter. You fighting against a straight bomb. Like,
Right.
you know how this fight's going to go.
Right.
Like, it's rare that we see great fights like,
Mm-hmm.
like Caleb Plant, Canelo,
Mm-hmm.
or even Caleb Plant against Darrell.
Darrell.
That was a great
That was a
fight.
great-
He just got caught with a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we got to see, great fights is what make the sport entertaining.
For sure. How do you feel about Andy Ruiz and Wilder, the mandatory?
I think that's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. A lot of people, they see Wilder made the comeback. He changed up his body frame a little bit. He looked a little bit slimmer. He looked real good in his last fight. So, that's going to be a good one because it's, like I said, it's two guys that can fight.
Right. You think Andy can survive and navigate around that right hand long enough to make something happen?
Honestly, it sounds crazy. I don't think he'll be surviving in there. Surviving is more of a guy that's, he trying to make it through. Andy, he probably gonna be on the attack. He gonna be looking to catch him with something.
That's what I said. Like, he gonna be trying to get past. He gonna be sliding in. That's gonna be the thing. How does Big Country control him to drop that brick? Because Andy's gonna be sliding, trying to get in and shoot all the flurries, and that's gonna be the big deal.
Right.
At that point,
Right.
I don't know how that's gonna go. But one shot, one right
shot.
hand, one right hand.
Right.
I don't get. I say it every episode, man. I don't get these. If I got a dude if I train a guy and he hit like that, I'm teaching him everything. Like, hook off the jab, pivoting, controlling more, or moving his hand. But because every time he hits you, right? The stories I heard Sweet G tell me about him in the Olympics, about him and coming up out of nowhere, the stuff you hear Bud say on Joe Rogan Experience about Big Country, and I say all the time when I was in the kitchen with Big Gary and Sweet G, and they was like, I said, so besides you, Saddam, Nuke, who y'all think who else from the team is gonna be the guy? And they said, I was like, Luis Yanez or who else? He's like, it's gonna be also, you gotta mention Big Country. I said, what? He said, yeah, man. That dude, once he put on them 10 ounces, pro gloves, it's gonna be a problem. I never forgot that. And I started seeing that man hit dudes, and the way they were falling, convulsions on the canvases. I was like, okay, them big dudes can have that shit.
That's one thing you can't take away from Deontay, man. He got that one. What they saying? He got that one hitter quitter.
Bro, that is it.
He gonna get you. If he gonna get you, he gonna get you.
Yeah, no bull. Now, for example, man, say Deontay does go in there and he's victorious against Andy Ruiz, and he has to fight Tyson Fury again for the 4th time. How does that play out? Do you even want to see
Real
that
quick,
fight
before
again?
you answer, I said I want to see what you say. I said on the previous episode, and because who was it? It was Francois. It was Frankie. Frankie was saying, "Oh, nah, you should go get him back again.
Right,
Fourth time charm or whatever." And I said, if I'm handling him, I'm telling him, and me growing up in this sport, seeing the worst of the worst, I'm telling him, we don't need this right now.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need this right now. Like right now, let's go ahead, focus on Andy, get that. If the money's right and it seems like that's what we got to do, we'll do it. And we're going to be ready for it. But until then, we don't need to worry about that because of the damage. Those wars, man, I think Kevin Kelly, there was so many different fighters, Simon Brown, Maurice Blanco, so many different, those wars, man, you don't get that shit back.
Mm-hmm. I just think if I'm Deontay and let's say he beats Ruiz, right? Yeah. I would go and he's at the point where you've done the legacy thing. Mm-hmm. Now you go chase that paper.
Yes, sir.
You go fight Anthony Joshua in one of those arenas across the water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, no, I take that back. Not an arena, because over there he fights in stadium.
Right.
That's a different. He fills up stadiums.
Yeah.
So, you go chase that bread.
Yeah.
You know, fighting Tyson Fury. Let's say you fight Tyson Fury and you lose again. Mm-hmm. Like, now all of a sudden you go from the heavy-hitting heavyweight that was knocking everybody out to like, yeah, he was nice, but he just couldn't beat Tyson Fury. Yeah, he couldn't beat a boxer. So it's if I'm him, I think, he beat Andy. Go cross the water and fight Anthony Joshua. If he lose to Andy, you doing this because you want to do it now. Right. You're not doing it for the money because you well off. You know, so yeah.
Well said.
Right.
Well
that's a great answer. I respect that. Let me ask you about this. Bivol had a great performance last weekend.
Man, what?
How do you feel about Canelo with the rematch with Bivol? Do you think he gets a chance to redeem that loss?
I think Bivol a big guy, man. Mm-hmm. And size means something in the sport of boxing. Tyson Fury and Deontay. Tyson Fury put on that weight, and it's like it made those next few fights way different.
Right.
So it's like size means something, and it's a point where you can be too little for a weight class. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Canelo, as good as he is, as talented as he is, as hard as he be hitting people, he just too small for Bivol. Mm-hmm. Like if they was to fight at a smaller weight, Canelo might get him. Mm-hmm. You can kind of try and level out the size, but like up there, way up there, that big boy weight, I think Bivol just a little bit too big.
Yeah, because I respect that. Remember when we was talking about it, I said, man, watch. I forget what round it's been so long now. He hit him, I was sitting him and he feint you, do this, and then he'll shoot that sweep. And come on.
Like it's like
3 times.
Yeah, he catch him there, and it's like, it don't mean nothing.
That man did this. He see Canelo go, boom.
It's like at some point, these guys, it gets to a point where like he's too big for you, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, let Canelo, some of those shots he was hitting Bivol with, let him hit any guy at like 60, 68. 60. Let him hit any of those guys with those shots, they going out. Mm-hmm. But it's like, he's too big.
Yeah, for sure. I respect that. So who would you like to see Canelo fight? We got David Benavidez out there playing again. Charlo.
The Benavidez fight would be a good one. The one I would like, I want to see anybody up there for a fight. Boo Boo, Demetrius Andre. Mm-hmm. And because we ain't seen him in a minute, and ain't nobody really trying to fight him. So it's like, I want to see somebody fight him.
What's up with Boo Boo, man? Why he in the shadows right now?
Man, we had this conversation in the gym.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we was saying.
I don't think nobody want to. He what I call a high risk, low reward. High risk, low reward guy. Like, he a big risk because he nice. Mm-hmm. But it's like he ain't got that super big name, so you're not going to get a whole lot of money beating him.
Right.
So it's like if you beat him, it's going to be on something. If you beat him, you beat him, but you didn't really get paid for it. And if you lose to him, you took a loss to him, and then it pushes you back a few steps a little bit.
Right. That makes sense. High risk, low reward. We got a question for you in the chat. It says, what does Spence do now? They also ordered Keith. Will he be franchised?
I think that fight is really like one of those, all right, I'm gonna get him. Now can I get Terrence, please?
Right.
One of those type of joints. Because it's like, don't nobody really want to see no other fight at 47 except for him and Terrence.
Yeah.
And it ain't too long until they both be like, man, I can't do this. I'm gonna move up to 54. Then it's like, we want to see that at 54.
Right.
Yeah, and and I just don't want it to get to a point where it was like Floyd and Pacquiao. We had to wait till the end of both of their careers to see them fight.
For
Because
sure.
there's a whole lot of what ifs. Not saying like people say like, oh, if they was younger, Pacquiao would have beat him. In my opinion, if they was younger, I think Floyd would have still got him.
Beat him worse.
Yeah, I think Floyd would have still got him.
Right.
So it's like, it is what it is. But people have their own opinions. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So
For sure.
Now, but I hope everybody that's watching this, fighters that's younger than him, fighters just in general, one of my biggest words with him is that he's going to have a great career. People going to appreciate him more when he gone, when his time comes. Because listen to everything he said while he's up here. It's like what I told you how when I was growing up at Old Hillcrest, when I was around Mr. Bowe, Sean Bay Mitchell, all those different guys, they said the same stuff. Whereas like, if I do what I'm supposed to do, the money going to come. I just want to fight the best guys out here while I'm out here because I done did all of this work, all of this skill set, and who's out here for me? I want them. Because if I do what I'm supposed to do, the money gonna keep coming anyway. That's the old mentality that you hear Jalil speaking of. Like, that's one of the reasons why I always tip my hat to Major, because of what he said, what he's been saying on here. And as he moves up the ladder, I think it'll be a big breath of fresh air to have his mentality kind of come back, that old Marvin Hagler mentality, dominate this division, whatever. And I tip my hat to you for that, Major. Like, I really do, man.
For sure, man. I appreciate it.
I mean, it's guys now that I get, and I understood. People, you hear this all the time. Everybody got caught up in the O thing. But you forget, look at Fernando Vargas. Look at his loss. Look at his first 2 losses. But he lost, but did he really lose? He fought his ass off.
Right.
He was beautiful.
I ain't even, if we looking at it, I look at it like this. When you think about Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, all them, they all lost to each other. So it's like, I can be at peace mentally if I say I finished my career, 45, 46, and 3. And I say my 3 losses came to other Hall of Famers. Because at that point, I figured if in them 46 wins, if I picked up a few world titles and my losses came in world title fights against other world champions who went on to be Hall of Famers, like I would think myself would be, I can live with that. I can live with that. See, a lot of times guys, they want to duck and dodge, different fighters so they can end up, finishing their career with their O. And then they run into a guy that they think ain't all that. And he sneak up on them and beat them.
Sneak up on him.
Because I say styles make fights. You could lose to a guy who he really ain't all that, but he just got your number as far as his style. As far as his style, he got your number. Now, on paper, it looked like, man, you lost to a bum. You finished your career, 30-something and 1, but that one loss was to a scrub. Like, you not nice.
Right. Look at the Aaron Pride one. Aaron Pride would have probably retired undefeated. His record was 39-1. 38-1, 39-1. Gotta double check. My bad. But the one loss that he had, if you know who he lost to, you know that guy, if you transplant him into the 90s or the 2000s or today, probably a world champion. Right. But back then it was such great talent that he just came up. He was he always stayed in between 10 and 15 as the top guy. He always stayed in between it. He'll get off to the 18 and come back in the top 15. So, but for instance, I'll use this as an example. Look at Tommy Hearns. What Major just said about the whole if I had 3 losses against the other great ones. Tommy Hearns, for instance, still beat majority, like he beat most top guys. Like he was the first guy to become multi-world champion, right. Different weight class, whatever. But each one of them guys that he lost to, like, man, Tommy gave me all I wanted. Ray said, man, I never give him Ray said, man, I gotta wake up every day and see that. When he look in the mirror, because of the eye, I gotta look every day in the mirror and see that. He say, man, Tommy was just unbelievable. Yeah. His time was just like that. That's where you, no matter what, that's that at peace. Right. That I was talking about.
And folks still talking about them fights to this day.
Man, what?
They gave us legendary fights. So that's why I like what you said. That's
it's like I said, the best gotta fight the best. If the best not fighting the best, I feel like me personally, let's say I go my whole career, like I say, win me a few belts, do what I do. Let's say I retire undefeated. The question will always be if I go that way and I don't necessarily fight the guys that the fans want to see me fight or who they think is the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you was undefeated, but they hand picture your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got spoon fed, you know, where you got. And I tell people, ain't nothing wrong with it, but you know, at some point as a fighter, you want to be like, I wonder if I could beat him.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could beat him. So it's
Well
like,
said.
ain't no hard feelings. I just want to fight him. That's all.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah, because when you look at that, really look at that, like, what it was the joint we was talking about when I said, I done seen guys since I was a little kid, like, you like, man, this dude can fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've seen fighters at Old Hillcrest when I was a little kid, like, yo, this dude is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But they move him up too fast or whatever. Then so it's like, it's a good thing sometimes with the spoon fed or whatever, just as long as he don't develop bad habits or whatever, and he keeps going. But then that could also be catch-22 because of the ones that develop bad habits and things like that, and they get in there with a guy who can fight. Hell, it don't even be the top fight sometimes. It be the dude who's like, what was I saying? Like let's say 23-7 or whatever,
Right.
or,
some
or
guys
30-6 or whatever.
It be them guys. They sneak up on you.
End. He on his way out. He's a gatekeeper or whatever. Mm-hmm. But he done seen so much. Next thing you know, it's nothing that you, and all of a sudden he just winds up upsetting you.
Right.
Those situations, and I done seen plenty of that live too. Like, it's dangerous.
On the Beltway Battles round, 2? Who was that fight? The dude, he fought a dude. What's his name, man? Man, we was covering the fight.
So, the one that Sonny fought?
Yeah.
Andre Donovan, he beat him, but the boy came and gave him all he want.
Yes.
Man,
perfect example of that.
Oh my
perfect
God.
Example.
This dude, all right, so maybe this dude named Andre Donovan.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Andre Donovan, man.
I think he was from Ohio. What dude record was like, what was it, 3-1, 2-1, something like that. And Sonny was, I think it was Sonny's pro debut, I think. And thank God Sonny was in dog shape, cause this man,
I heard they win, they rumbled,
bruh.
I heard that was May 28th, right?
Yeah.
No, I heard they rumbled.
They rumbled, bruh. I mean, and it was like, that's one of them guys where I think I said in the interview, I said, man, if his handlers is smart, you got a guy who don't mind fighting anybody, pull the reins on him. Pull them reins on him. Put him in there. Get him to 10-1. Get him, since he lost 10-2, get him to 10-2. Get him to 12-2. This man you already see he won it. You already see he don't care. He got up off the canvas, went right back at Sonny. Like, that was one of the fights where you look and say, good thing Sonny was in shape.
For sure.
Good thing he was at, because Sonny was right there with him and then caught him in between. He did the smart. He saw everything, caught him in between with the hook. Got the knockout, got the flash knockdown. But those fighters, man, you supposed to like, pull the reins back. Them Gabriel Rosados, like, early in his career, like, I got something with this guy. Let me pull the reins back.
Right.
Save him. Rest him. Save him, because you already know where you're going.
Right.
Those type of things, like, man,
Yeah. So, I know your career is still young. You're still early in your career, but what are some of your most memorable performances you put on so far?
Honestly, and I'm not just saying this because it was the most recent, but like, my last fight.
I was about to say that too.
Yeah, no, a lot of after a fight, a lot of people was telling me like, man, even though it was your fourth fight, you look real poised in there, like you look calm, like you've been there before. I was like, yeah, I just picking my shots, taking my time, and it was the guy I fought, you know, he was undefeated just like me, prospect, 4-0, 4 knockouts. So it's like, yeah, he could fight a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I ain't gonna go in there and play around with him, but at the same time, I'm not gonna rush it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I watched that fight, and I admire the way I took my time. I ain't rushed nothing. Even when I heard him first round, I was like, I ain't gonna go get him, because his defense tight now. He been hurt, so you know he gonna be sharp. I'm gonna just catch him with something he ain't looking for. Like the shot that got him, really, I wasn't really forcing it. I just was throwing it. I was trying to set something else up, and he just so happened to get caught.
Right.
So it's like, you know, it is what it is. You know, I just back to the drawing board. It's always room for improvement. That's how I look at it.
Remember I told you, sometimes them knockouts be the shot. You just throw it properly.
Right.
You ain't even putting everything on it. Those shots be hurting guys.
We saying that with Senicia Estrada with that one knockout. She threw a shot to set up another shot and knocked old girl out.
Hurt.
No, it's really like, you know, it be the ones they don't see coming. Really.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get knocked out with a shot that you braced for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be those ones that she's like, oh, that ain't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's like I touched him with it a few times the first round, but I didn't sit on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, he keep letting me touch him with it, but it's like certain shots, he like, I'm a brace for that. I'm like, all right, he one of them guys that study film. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna throw shots that I don't really throw with intentions on knock you out. I'm gonna sit on those shots, but I'm gonna just touch with the shots that I really want to hit you with.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I sit on the right shots, and you get the right results.
Right, for sure.
So with that, I'm gonna touch on that. Like when you have like a prospect, sometimes they may not get what he just said to like. I've seen some guys get it late, like 7 fights, maybe 11 fights, 12 fights. And he's saying it this early on, you know, really what you like to see with your prospect. Because everything he's saying is like, okay, he already thinking 2-3 moves ahead instead of 1 move ahead. Because as you go, I mean, I was saying like in this fight game, it's so dangerous. Like as you get better, as you go further up the ladder, it's like you got a tenth of a second to make a mistake. And you hurt, and as that starts to trim down more and more.
And like I always say it, and I'm sure every fighter can agree with me. In them 10-ounce and them 8-ounce gloves, everybody hit hard.
Yeah, everybody hit hard. Everybody
hit hard. You ain't got no headgear on. Any punch can hurt you. And it's like, you know, so you get in there, especially when you get to climbing that ladder, the competition gets tougher. You know, your reaction time got to be split second. You know, you can have a guy that missed by just this much. And he like, the guy that was slipping, he like, man, I got out of the way like that on purpose. But it's like, what if he don't get out of the way?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So it's like, it's a split second sport for sure.
Right, for sure. You know, being signed to the money team, being around Floyd, working with Floyd, one of the greatest defensive masters we've ever seen in the sport. What are some things he's telling you about defense, how to, you know, see things or pick things apart defensively?
Let the defense create offense. They both work hand in hand. A lot of times, a lot of guys, it's either one or the other. You gotta let, you know, one create the other. Let the defense create the offense. Let the offense, you know, it's gonna turn into defense. So it's like, yeah, no, you can't do one without the other.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Like you ever look at a great basketball team? They play great transition offense, and on defense they have great transition defense. You know, you can't have one without the other.
Everything opens up the
Yeah.
next thing.
Yeah, one thing feeds the other.
That's smart. That's smart. That's smart. That's real smart. We got big brother Derek back here, man. What's it like working
My
with Derek,
God,
man?
Man, that's my big dog, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, I know when I first turned pro, everybody was getting him and my dad confused. They were like, yeah, your dad, that's your dad and your man. I'm like, nah, that's Derek. That's the muscle, man.
Yeah.
That's the muscle.
For sure.
So it's like, yeah, no, I'm definitely, Derek put me in position, man. I'm forever thankful for Derek. I remember when I first met Derek, I was like 15.
Yeah.
He came to the gym, watched me train. We sat, we talked. We didn't really talk about boxing though. We just talk about business. That's just so crazy. He was like, man, like he 15? And I'm like, yeah, I'm 15. I'm still in high school.
Right.
Yeah, we sat, we talked about business. I was telling him like, I get older, I get me some money. I want to buy me some buildings downtown because DC about to be the new spot.
Man, what?
I was telling him, I'm like, and he looking at me like, what? You gonna do what? He said, you had to practice this in the mirror or something. I'm like, nah, man. DC gonna be the spot, and sure enough, you got a lot of guys. I ain't gonna put none of these guys just up there. I ain't gonna put their business out there, but a lot of high name celebrities, I ain't even talking about just athletes, but celebrities in general, they're buying property in DC. And I ain't saying, oh, they bought it in Maryland, right outside of DC on the borderline, or in Virginia. No, they buying in DC. So that means something.
Yeah.
They know something. So it's like, my thought is like, man, let me stack my chips.
Right.
Let me buy something downtown. Let me invest. You see, they gentrifying DC. Let me invest where I'm from. Let me invest on the South.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, turn it into something special. You could buy you a building. You buy that building for $1 million, and they like, oh, that joint like a piece of junk. Look what they did to entertainment and sports arena.
Yeah.
It looked like a piece of junk once upon a time, but they turned that into something special, and they building around it.
For sure.
So it's like, and they probably ain't spend nothing too crazy to buy it, but the amount that they're getting from it, you know, it's in 3-4 years, it's like they didn't triple their money. So it's like, yeah, That's what I think about. I always think about get that money, use that money to make more money. You got to spend money to make money.
Indeed.
If you spending money on dumb stuff and that money and
you
what
ain't
you
get nothing back from it.
spending the money on, you ain't getting no money from it. You just wasting your time.
Right.
Like
Right.
I tell people, like you go out, you should go out with a purpose. Even if you out to have fun, you at a party, make connections.
Yeah.
You know, let them connections make you some money.
Yeah.
Like, if you just out and about, you're not.
What are
you're
you
not doing that.
utilizing?
Yeah,
Like,
Right.
I tell people, you just waiting to die, bro.
Huh, man.
You just waiting
And
to
like,
die.
Indeed.
real quick, how old are you now? You just turned 19, right?
I turned 19 in May.
Wow.
And this is my thing though.
right.
I've been around
Big talk too. That's
me
big
being
talk.
32, turn 33 next month, and being around fighters I done heard fighters older than him at a certain time say, "Oh nah, I'm gonna go spin this. I'm gonna go, man. I'm training hard. I'm doing this," and I'm like, I understand that, but at the same time, what am I doing this for? I ain't taking these shots for nothing.
Ain't nothing wrong. I tell guys, like, ain't nothing wrong with spending money on stuff you like.
Yeah, of course.
You see a car you like, go get that car, but you ain't gotta go get it brand new.
Exactly.
Take your ass to an auction lot. Go to an auction lot. It's somebody who lost that car because they ain't pay their car note, and that joint is next to new.
Yep.
Go to the auction lot and get it.
Right.
Or you got a piece of jewelry you want. Don't go to a big name jeweler because little baby went to him.
Yeah.
And little baby icy. I'm like, you're not thinking, bruh.
Yeah.
He paid $100,000 for that chain because of the name, the person who made it. Oh, Johnny made my chain. Johnny Dang made my chain, man. 100 on this chain.
Yeah.
How much is the chain worth?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, how much is worth though?
I was waiting to see if you was gonna say that.
Nah. Pay for next to what it's worth. Don't pay for the name. Even if it's a small jeweler, as long as if you know your diamonds,
valuable.
you know your diamonds in there
And
real.
your gold is
you don't
pure.
Care, you don't care who you got it from. Hey, tell them. Y'all want to pull y'all little diamond test? You could test my diamonds. They real. I'm just not an idiot. I'm not gonna go waste money.
Right.
So it's like, like I said, anybody listening, man, use that money.
That's big
Spend
talk,
that money to
man.
make more money. Don't just blow it.
Big talk. And what I like about you is, you hear older guys like, man, I wish when I was younger I would have did this. When I was younger, I would have did this different. But you younger and you doing it. So man, big ups to you.
Yeah, I
Big
tell
ups,
people,
man.
you gotta listen to the older people who been where you at. Hey, I had one of the old heads around my way. He told me, he was like, young man, do what you do, and you listen to your pops. But he said also listen out for the guys who did it wrong. And I had a dude tell me, he like, man, shit, I could tell you how to do it right. I'm like, man, look at you, you're not nowhere. He said, see, that's the point. He said, if I just tell you to do the opposite of what I did, it gotta lead you somewhere because I did all the wrong things. Right. I was like, you got a solid point. So, yeah.
But not just that, I just like hearing it because all my life I always, heard guys say, like, besides my dad, so many other guys, like, hey, man, when you in there, you don't get it back, or whatever, this sport, everything, the typical stuff. And it's like, if you stepping in there, the way I hear you speaking is like, man, if I'm doing all this work and I've been doing this since this high and I committed my life to this, if I get this money, I'm going to do something with it because I ain't doing all this shit for nothing.
You want to be at the point, like, I tell guys, if you want to look up to somebody as a fighter, and of course, Earl, my favorite fighter, you want to look up to somebody like Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia fighting. He fighting because he want to fight.
He want to fight.
He don't got to fight no more.
Yeah, I know. I heard. I've heard.
Paid.
Yes, indeed.
You got guys like him. You got guys like Jared Hurd. Jared Hurd paid. Jared's fighting now because Jared want to fight. Yeah, guys that invested their money the right way. Of course, and you see Jared pop out. Jared got the jewelry on. Jared always dressed nice, but he spent that money the right way. Like I said, he spent that money to make more money. Not like I preach that. You got to spend money to make more money.
Right.
So it's like,
chess moves.
Yeah, it's chess not checkers, man. You get you get that fight bread, right? You get the fight bread. Let's say you make $100,000. And you put half of that money into some commercial real estate. Okay. And let's say you buy your apartment unit, and the apartment unit costs you 50 of that 100. And you're like, man, I just wasted 50,000 on this apartment unit. This look horrible. And you build it up the nice way. You get you somebody to manage it. They gonna do right by it. You know, you put some good tennis in there. You treat the tennis good. You look up 2-3 years from now, that same joint that you spent $50,000 on, it's in a good spot. So
Worth
it's like
triple.
now it's grossing me what $500,000-$600,000 a year, and you don't even notice it. So that same 50 just turned into 600,000.
Like Paul Williams.
And it's passive income.
Right.
So it's like something you making in your sleep.
Yeah, you threw. You caught that? You got that?
Hey,
Paul Williams is another one.
Hey, Paul owned half of South Carolina,
Bruh.
man. Hey,
bruh, quiet as his cat.
Quiet as his cat.
Hey, he paid. People like, man, his career was over as soon as he got in that wheel. No, he paid.
Right.
He paid. The people who he had guiding him, they told him where to put that money. He put that money in the right places. And at the time, he probably was like, man, I could have went and bought this. I could have went and bought that. But now he could go buy whatever he was thinking about buying back then. He could go buy 3-4 times.
3-4 of them.
And still be good. So it's like, yeah, no, you got, just do right by the money. If you do right by the money, money gonna do right by you.
Yep.
Indeed.
Every time.
Young fighters, please know.
Man, this time. I thought you was older than me. I thought you was like 21 or
No.
something. 22.
Man, I'm 19.
Man,
Hey,
what?
I tell people though, you got go through some shit to know some shit.
Yes, sir.
Man. A lot of people ain't really been through nothing. So it's like you don't know hard times for real. Like, yeah, I every time I feel like I get in the spot, I was like, man, like it's the worst of the worst. I always think like I done been through worse than this. I done seen the worst of the worst. I know what it feel like to be at the very, very bottom. So it's like what I got going on is what I call like, you got petty problems. Those ain't real problems for real. You just calling it a problem because it's a problem right now.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, nah, I don't play too deep into like, stuff like that, but it's like
the excuses and
you
I'm here because of my situation.
You give yourself
a way
reason
out.
to quit. Yeah, you trying to find a way out.
Find a way out.
Yeah, nah, so I just, like I say, man, get money, stay out of the way. That's the only way to do it. That's why I'm still here.
For sure. Who are some of your favorite artists? So who you listening to in the dressing room when you hitting the pads and you warming up?
I warm up. A lot of artists from the city, man. I mess with my city real heavy. But when it come to warming up for my fight, I mix it up. You get versatile. A lot of Meek.
Yeah.
A lot of Meek. Whole lot of Meek, man. Meek take you there.
Yeah.
My brother make all my walkout music. Shout out my brother Rob. Rob give me turned too. A lot of Rob music though, it be like that unreleased, like he'll remix a song, so you know how it is with the copyright. He can't throw it on Apple Music.
Right.
It's just like, I'm gonna send you this. It's gonna get you right.
Right.
And it's like, man, he did the beat better than the nigga that made the song.
Right.
So it's like, I'm locked in now.
Okay.
I get in that mode. I know last fight we was in there. I let Coach Zoe, my strength condition coach, I let him get the ox for a little bit. He was playing some old schools. I was like, I'm feeling this though. I'm feeling this. I'm getting right. I'm getting right. Hey, I know one of the songs that came on, I still be listening to it a lot. I knew the song, but it was one of them like, how you listen to something and since you're not familiar with it, you always skip it. You know that Jay-Z got Where I'm From?
Where I'm from. I think I heard that one.
That's right. He would cough up a long where I'm from, Marcy's son.
That joint. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that joint.
We in there, I'm getting my hand on. Oh, yeah, this hard.
Yeah.
Run that back.
Right.
Run that back. It be them older joints where you sit down and listen. It gets you right.
Yeah.
It gets you right. Like, I be listening to 50 Cent too.
Yeah,
50 Cent take you there too.
He do.
Yeah. That many men take you there. But then he'll switch it up. He'll hit you with something like, 21 questions.
Yeah.
That'll relax me a little bit, but I'm still ready because I spin back with another, a banger joint. Like, you in the gym with me, you know what I play in the gym. So it's like, so.
Yeah, because I'll have the odds in. He'll like something next, I switch it. He'll throw something on. I'll be like, yo, send that to me. We like, what's that joke?
It's like I just be all about vibes in the locker room. I just want to keep my vibe good. I'm relaxed. This your job. You've been here before, man. Relax.
Right. Yep.
This is not a test. This is not life or death. You good.
Right.
You go out there and you perform.
Punches.
You go out there and have fun.
Indeed.
That's what this sport is about. You look at me from the time I walk to that ring, while I'm in that ring, everything, I'm smiling, man. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying this. I know my last fight, I'm sitting in the corner. Of course, I'm listening to my dad. He telling me, what he see, what I could do. in my mind, I'm like, man, look at all these people.
Right.
They watching me, do what I love to do. I say, man, I can't wait. After the fight, I'm gonna go eat with my family. What we gonna eat? This
Right.
all in the middle,
of
of
the
the
fight.
rest bell. So it's
Yeah.
like, and then you hear that seconds out. All right, lock back in.
Right.
He do the
Like
same
that.
junk in the gym.
Yeah, hey,
We'll be in the gym,
in
right?
between rounds, I be
So-
dancing around, having a good time.
We-
You gotta
Man,
have fun.
Right.
We in there, right? I had just, I can't spar, so I would just like do little move arounds with younger fighters, help them, whatever. So I get out, it's he's getting in, and thank God. But so he getting in there sparring. I think he's moving around, control, working on this, whatever. We talking about this and that in the out the ring. He talking to this person, that person. He listen to his father. Bell ring, go back to work. Say, yeah, how many rounds is on? He said, man, I stopped counting, bro. I look
Like,
at
you gotta enjoy it. You gotta enjoy it
Yeah.
though, because if you ain't enjoying it, find something else to do.
For
Find
sure.
something else to do. Every time I feel like it ain't fun, I be like, what can I do to make it fun?
Mhm.
And I find that thing, and I feel like when I feel that fun coming back in me, then I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Right.
Like, whenever it stopped being fun and I can't find a way to make it fun, I'm gonna find something else to do.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but right now it's fun. I enjoy it, so I'm gonna keep enjoying it.
For sure. I like
Oh,
you said
yeah.
that though. Is there anything that's hard about boxing for you? Maybe it's the running, the road work. Anything hard for you?
A lot of fighters can attest to this, but boxing one of the most loneliest sports ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like somebody can only do but so much with you.
Mhm.
You got some guys that are, they'll run with you until it's time to run 6-7 miles. They be like, oh, I give you a solid mile. Nah, man. What about the other 6? I'm bored out there, man.
Yeah.
It's stressful.
Mhm.
Then you get to that final few weeks of the fight. You got people calling, texting, and you really want to tell them like, we can talk all you want after this weigh-in.
Mhm.
Not even after the fight. That's what's so crazy.
Yeah.
After this weigh-in, we could talk all day.
Mhm.
Right now, I'm focused. I'm locked in, and they don't understand like what a fighter go throughout camp.
Mhm.
It's a lot. You got to do all this, and when you're in a position where I'm in, where like you always got cameras in your face,
Mhm.
you got to keep a smile on, like yeah, da da da.
Mhm.
But deep down, it's like, man, get out my face with this camera.
Yeah.
Not today.
Yeah, not today.
yo.
Yeah, it's almost like when I first turned pro, I was really on some. I'm thankful that you acknowledge me and you want to get an interview. Can you catch me after the weigh-in?
Mhm.
That's what I be on. But it's like you can't say that because then you become,
A jackass.
yeah,
They
you're
tryna
an
flip
asshole. You're an
it.
asshole.
Yeah.
But in all actuality, you don't really want to be like that. You just going through a lot. You drained.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. I could tell that when I interviewed you after your one weigh-in. I said, give me a minute, 30 seconds. It's real because I knew you wanted to go eat. Y'all was about to go eat after the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
I could see it. You was trying to get
I
out
was
of there.
like, man, it almost be like, I know we could walk to your car. I know you got like a granola bar or something in there. After I eat this granola bar and give me a few sips of water,
We can
can
talk.
have you can sit down like this and
Yeah.
talk all day.
You're right.
But it's like, man, guys don't know that last, and it really don't be the whole camp.
Mhm.
Like, camp be cool.
Mhm.
It be them
Those
that
last
last
2-3
week,
weeks.
that last week or week and a half. It's like, get away from me.
Right.
Ornery.
Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt.
Girl want to talk, text.
Yeah.
Hey, babe.
Boo loving it.
Hey, babe, not right now. And I'm thankful,
Mhm.
it's understood for the most part by my inner circle.
Yeah.
Like, my dad understand, like, it's fight week, leave him alone.
Mhm.
Girl understand, like, I'll talk to you when you call me, or I'll text you when you text me.
Mhm.
Like, but if I don't text you, leave me alone. Like, really, fight week, my phone be on do not disturb.
Mhm.
Especially in fight night,
Mhm.
I won't even take my phone in the locker room. I have my other phone.
Right.
Other phone. Don't nobody got that number.
Mhm.
And that's the phone we listen to music off. I turn my phone off and put it in my bag.
Right. That's
I
smart.
hear from you tomorrow morning
Mhm.
or whenever I turn my phone back on. But like, it's all about being locked in. That's my
Yeah.
whole thing. You gotta be
Locked
be
in.
locked in, man.
I
You gotta
got
be
you.
locked in, aware of your surroundings, all that. Like,
Yeah.
even right now, I keep giving you a little turn that way because I got this thing. I don't like having my back to the door.
Yeah. I feel
Like,
you on
I'm
that.
always locked in.
Mhm.
Like, and no matter the situation.
Yeah, you good, man. I appreciate you coming to the show. We all appreciate you coming to Slip Encounter. We got some questions for you in the chat. Makai Phillips, he said, yo, I would say spar me, but you got it, bro.
My man, hey,
Yeah,
he
man,
know
Makai,
he know what I mean. I'm gonna tell you, hey, he stole my whole flow, man. He stole my whole flow. He know what I'm talking about. He stole my whole flow, man.
Hey, make sure y'all dub that with the Soulja Boy when he was on the Breakfast Club
Hey.
talking about Drake.
He stole my whole flow, word for word, bar for bar, man. He stole. Hey,
no.
I be watching him spar and I watch him fight. I be like, bro, I do that.
Yeah.
I do that, bro. You took that from me.
Right.
He'd be like, yeah, I seen you do that.
Yeah.
And like, I remember one time, this was a minute ago, me and Makai was sparring. And we probably went like 2 minutes where like, I throw something, he catch it. He throw something, I catch it. I threw like a 5-punch combination. He slipped all 5 punches. Then he come back with like a 6-punch drink. I catch him, slipping him. And I'm looking at him at one point, I'm like, damn, we doing all the same stuff.
Like looking in the mirror.
I got to do something that I don't do for me to probably hit you.
Right.
And same go vice versa. He doing stuff that he don't usually do so he can land a punch. So it's like, yeah, nah, I definitely, yeah, I really mess with Brian. He gonna go far in the pro.
For sure. He nice, man. He real nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to Makai, man. We got another question. Miss Chapman, she said, side question. What is the yellow and orange jersey you have on? I want one. I think she's talking to you.
Oh, the yellow and red. Oh, John, it's just a hockey jersey.
Okay.
From where did I get this shirt? Nah, it was a gift. It's from Headgear Classic. It was
The hockey jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a hockey joint. It was just cousin got it for me. It said Golden Boys or whatever, so they just sent it to me. She just gave it to me.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It was at Headgear Classics.
Yeah, man. But man, like I said, we appreciate you coming on the show. I know you got a fight date coming up, so I know you probably got some work you need to get to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I was like, man, I'm make sure I make it.
Yeah.
I came straight from the gym here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. What's your plans the rest of the day?
Shit, go home, give me something to eat, chill out, and go back to the gym later.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
no, I'm always working, always grinding. Like I said, I got a fight day now, so it's
Yeah.
like
It's time to get back to
I'm
that
ready.
work.
Back to
Yeah.
buckling down.
yeah.
Time to lock in, man. So you want to give a final shout out before we let you go?
Before I leave, I want to shout out everybody who support me. You know, even if you don't support me and you watching, you waiting on me to fail. I'm thankful for that too. keep me grinding, keep me on my pivot. You know, I want to shout out my mom, my dad, everybody who's that inner circle who still support me, and they've been there since day one. I want to thank y'all for having
For
me.
sure.
You know it, bro.
Yeah, no, and you know, to everybody watching, you know, stay tuned, man. You know, we got big things coming.
Oh,
sure.
I want to say, man, just now that I'll tell them in the gym,
Yeah.
but being here, but it's a pleasure to know you. It's a pleasure to train beside you, man. Watch you when you was little, coming up to now to be side by side in the gym with you. Watch how your work ethic is. Some of the stuff that you do that you want to see out of a prospect that you know, oh yeah, he's turning that corner. It's a beautiful thing that I'm glad I'm one of the people who can witness it and enjoy it and can sit there and be an arm's length away from you, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
it,
no,
bro.
definitely, man, for sure.
You know it, bro.
Yeah, man. So thanks for coming to the show. This is Jaleel, Major Hackett. You guys, make sure you guys follow him. Keep up with him. Got a fight date coming up soon. Promising prospect, one of the top prospects in the world right now. Not in the city, not in the nation, in the world. Jaleel Major Hackett. Let's go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
I was born for this. Always know I was the one, didn't know when my time was gonna come. I was born for this. Gotta be the voice for the youth, won't stop.
And I can keep the bass on, right? And I can stay on even when I'm on the game. Oh, that.
was born for this. Always knew I was the one, didn't know when my time was gonna come. Born for this. Gotta be the voice for the youth, won't stop.
And I can keep this, I can keep the bass on, right? And I can stay on even when I'm on the game. Oh, that.
Using these to play games? Or these to listen to music? What if I told you these are gaming headphones? And you can use these to listen to music. So get rid of these two. And get the new HYBERNATION 5s by Kenichi. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter. Color RGB and extreme bass mode.
The HYBERNATION 5s are just to you.
was born for this. Always knew I was the one, didn't know when my time was gonna come. Born for this. Gotta be the voice for the youth, won't stop.
And I can keep the bass on, right? And I can stay on even when I'm on the game. Oh, that.
Welcome back, guys. Took a short commercial break. Shout out to El Paso, Route 1 in Alexandria. They brought us a food drop, man.
Mano, Big
Roy.
Roy.
We got all kind of food out there. I cannot wait to go down there and throw down.
You saw I tried to sneak in some extra.
Yeah, I see you sneaking in. I see you sneaking in. He went and grabbed the plate real quick. He was major painting that plate. He was measuring like this.
Real quick, he said, "Oh, we got to go in there." I'm like, "All right, hold on, 1, 2, 1, 2. We're in back in."
He was major paint out there with the plate. But man, we just had Jaleel Major Hackett on the show, man. What a intelligent young fighter that is, man. Business first, money second,
party third.
Party third. He said, "Yeah, go out and have fun." You know what I'm saying?
What connections are you making?
Right.
And the crazy part is the first thing I thought of was me and you.
Right. Every chance you step out, you're representing yourself and take advantage of that. When you went to the fight, I didn't even think about, meeting anybody. But the way I presented myself, I was able to meet somebody. I met Junior. You know what I'm saying? I met so many people at these fights. I met Derek at the same fight.
Man, what?
And look at the connections. Represent yourself, people. Represent yourself. And when you go out, look to make connections. Look to be open to connections. You feel me? But
yeah, man.
Big shout out to Jaleel Major Hackett. That was a great interview. Great young fighter, promising career. He gonna be one of the guys you guys definitely want to keep
air.
A breath of fresh air for sure.
Because of his mentality.
Yeah, very intelligent, man. Very intelligent. So intelligent.
Not just outside the ring, his mentality in the ring of that Fernando Vargas thing of, type of thing of, I'm gonna fight the best. I don't care. I want to see that. I want to make this one. I want to do this one. You just saw me sit back like this, like, go ahead, Major, talk your shit.
I had to look at you. I look at you like, hold on.
I wasn't saying nothing.
He rapping. That's big talk.
I wasn't saying that because I've said this so many episodes of how that is a lost art. It is gone. It's so sad. We done lost the jab in this sport, and we done lost the competitiveness in this sport. And people all want to be, and this is a guy who signed to Floyd. So just to prove on top of that, like, everybody want to be Money Mayweather, but they forget about the pretty boy days where his hands were all broken up and he was the underdog to fight Diego Corrales. In those big fights that he took the chance, and then the tough fights with Castillo and Jesus Chavez,
right.
Those big fights. He's like, I want that, and that old mindset. Just to sum it up, because we just go back, you rewind the list, but just to sum it up, he reminded me so much of the old fighters I grew up around in my dad era. It was like, the money gonna come as long as it ain't paying me a penny.
Right.
The money's gonna come, and I'll fight anybody anytime to do it. Because if I do what I'm supposed to do, the money's gonna come.
The money is going to come. And what I like about Jaleel, man, is he signed to the money team. A lot of guys probably sign money team. They fall in love with the glitz and the glamour.
Oh yeah, it's plenty to name.
Right.
I done seen it.
They fall in love with it. Not only is he around the glitz and the glamour, he's grounded to his roots and where he come from, what his job and what his duty is in boxing. He hasn't lost sight of what he's fighting for. And just big ups and big much love to Jaleel Major Hackett, man. But let's get into this chat real quick. I missed a few people. But I'm coming right back. We had Damari. He said, "What's up, Jaleel? This is Damari. Keep pushing." We had Sarah Foster. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. Bink made it back safe. I'm back, y'all. I'm back like I never left. I'm back in the building. Michael Webb. Stevenson going to have a hard time with Pitbull for 4 rounds. There's going to be an after-school special.
Yeah, after 4. That's
know,
when I say like the first 6 rounds
right.
are going to be crucial.
Right, he's going to be very uncomfortable early in that fight. It's going to be up to Shakur to take over and do what he does. Peter Vang, he said fight party at El Paso. Ooh, fight party at El Paso. I'm with it, man. I'm with it. Anthony Smith, too many big fights to be made. What's up, Kenichi Bear? Shout out Anthony Smith in the chat. Ronald Howe, is Isaac Cruz a PBC fighter? I'm pretty sure he is signed with PBC. Anthony Varner, who will Spence get out of the Keith fight? Hopefully he get Crawford. Hopefully that's the next thing up. But who knows what Spence talking about going to 154? Yeah, we didn't beat that to death. Miss Chapman, such a great interview. Appreciate the love and support. Thank you. Donald Kearney, DC in the building. What's up, guys? What's up, Donald? Thank you for the support, man. Hair Slip Encounter. We love you. We love all our supporters. For real. Ronald Hill, he says Stevenson is a big problem at 135. Watch what he do to that boy. I mean, we got Stevenson marked as one of the best fighters in the world, easily pound for pound. I wouldn't be surprised if he just completely dismantles Isaac Cruz. But it's going, in my opinion, it's going to be a little tough early to navigate that aggression. It's going to be tough. Charles S. Shoemaker. When is the Tank interview? We need that. We need that too. Can we get Tank in the building?
I think so.
I mean, Tank he been local recently. I think he was up at Upton not too long ago. So we got to catch because Tank's busy.
Coach. Yeah, and catch him and Coach. Because
Coach Calvin.
The thing with Tank is they keep him. They did the smart thing, keep him in Atlanta, whatever. And that's good. It's one of those good things where you want to keep your fighter at home but away from home. You come back, visit, go back. So it's just, and we already talked to Coach Kenny, and so we want to get that whole Upton camp up at me. And you talked about that a few times.
For sure. But we would love to have
Coach Kenny, Calvin.
Coach Kenny, Calvin, Tank, get them all on the show. We would love to have them all. But I like where Tank's. I don't want to rush Tank that interview because I like where he's at mentally now. He's in a very mature cocoon spot in his own mental right now. He's focused on himself, his family, and fighting.
Well,
that's it. He's not on anything other than his core responsibilities. So when he get on the show, he get on the show. We're not gonna rush that.
Bro, you know what? That's a quick topic, real quick.
Yeah.
Listen to what you said about, and we remember the headlines and different things of him early in his career from turning pro, things like that. As he started to move up the ladder, and people making fun of him, making weight, whatever, gaining weight in between fights. And now these last 2-3 fights, you see the complete metamorphosis, that the maturation process that he's taken, and that's a big deal. Because some fighters, you want to say every fighter turns that corner. Some fighters already have it. Some people turn that corner. Sometimes it don't. But and it also come from the environment. Like Tank never really had it. Like he got it from the dirt, And so some of that stuff was a given. But he always showed up to perform. And he, like for instance, he talked about the drinking. He said, "Oh no, I slow it down a whole lot. Now the only thing I may drink is wine."
Some wine, yep.
And and I'm pretty sure he's limiting that because of it's still at the end of the day alcohol and his training or whatever the case may be. But that's a huge deal. A lot of fighters, that partying, it catches up to it. And I think maybe also what really happened is what I always mention, the Hector Camacho story. When he fought Chapo Rosario.
Right.
He's his big homecoming. He came out with the big glittery. He paid like $3,000, which is like $13,000 back then in the 80s. That is a glittery outfit and the glittery shoes with the glittery Puerto Rican flag. And he's fighting Chapo Rosario. And it's his big homecoming. And the first 3 rounds, he can't catch Hector Camacho. This is prime Macho. And he knew he had to punch when Macho. It's funny. I got to get him in between. And Chapo Rosario is one of the hardest punchers of all time that we're talking about here.
Right.
And when he hurt Macho had never been hurt his whole life. Street fights, amateur. And remember back then, a lot of the amateur fights with no headgear at an open level.
Right.
Back then. And the New York, the blue and golds, no headgear, never been hurt. He got caught right in between, going out this, boom, and you see Macho go to sleep as he's on his way to camera, then snap out of it and starts to move. And he said when he got hit, everything started to kind of move in a diagonal shift, whatever. He survives, boom, boom, boom. The reporter who was beat writing him for that fight walks in the dressing room. Macho Camacho's like this with the let's say this ball right here is like the ice bag and the inswell. So he's like this. So the reporter's been sick for 8 weeks of hearing, what time is it? Macho time. What time is it, Macho? He's sick of. So now he gonna throw it back in Macho face, right? When he come in the dressing room, let's say it's the dressing room, he come through, he say, Macho! Real loud. What time is it, man? You did it, man. What time is it? Macho time. He goes, it's time to go to sleep. and he's like, he was really taken aback that Macho said that. And then he got close, about this close from what I was told. And he asked Macho, he said, what's wrong? He said, I realize I can't keep doing this anymore. He said, I can't keep partying. I can't keep partying and getting away with stuff that I've been getting away with and still think I could be at this level anymore. Even though we all know as this story continues, Macho continued to party and fight at a high level the rest of his career. Right. But the crazy part is what Macho is, as great as he was, Hall of Fame or whatever, can you imagine if he really committed and stayed on time and then put away the partying and stuff? As good as he already was in the era he was, how dangerous that era was. Can you imagine how much better he would have been? But point being, man, what? I mean, he was just, oh my God. Before he got hurt with Rosario, he was oh my God. Just go watch the tapes, y'all. Oh, he was beautiful. He was beautiful, man. And I mean, the way he would lock your arm, throw your jab out there, he would sit there and go, and come around it, or he will lock your arm and pull you closer and hit you and then push you down. He would do so much dirty stuff.
Hector was that guy, man.
Hector was that dude, but Rosario ruined him. I don't care what nobody's saying. A lot of guys quiet as it's kept. We had the conversation in private and say this, and it's come out more late. Like Rosario, Chapo kind of ruined him because he never wanted to get hurt like that again.
Right,
and that ruined him. But just you have fighters, you hear a lot. With so many fighters, and I'd rather, instead of mentioning the current fighters, I'll mention past fighters. You can go down the list of great fighters that partied heavy, and you want Johnny Tapia. My God. I mean, my goodness. So many great fighters, and and I think Tank kind of came to that realization without having to hit that wall. And who knows, it could have been any fight where it's like, hey, if I would have did this, I would have really walked on. Because you could even see the difference in Tank's face. You can see the difference in his face, how his face is and everything. And it's like, what if, and I think maybe he could have been, because he's undefeated. He's knocked out mostly all his guys, 80-90% of his guys. Maybe it was that. Now, but you could see the maturation of him just, I don't need that because now I need to be at my highest level because I'm going to fight these top guys in the future.
And I think what he said too when he was on Gillian Wallow, he said his children had a big deal to do with him changing his life and turning his life around. You got two little girls, right?
I've heard my father say man, kids will make you grow up quick.
100%.
Make you grow up quick.
And it's instant. It's really like instinct. It's instantaneous. Like when I first held my son, as soon as he hit my hands, it was like instantaneous, like
cut the
responsibility.
Yeah.
It's over with now. Change his diaper. You know what I'm saying? It's instant. The feeling of fatherhood hits you instantly. So, I mean, yeah. Big shout out to Tank, man. But like we was talking about, we ain't gonna rush Tank on the show. We would love to have him, but whenever Tank's ready, we have Tank on the show. But we definitely not gonna rush him.
But look, someone else mentioned it because I think this is a good topic we could go into. Someone else mentioned Duran. Duran partied.
Oh yeah. Yeah. For sure.
My God, Duran used to party.
I don't think nobody partied like that era.
Man, what?
That era was off
and
the
then
chain.
you didn't have cameras like that.
Yeah, it was off the chain.
It was just word of mouth, things like that.
Right. I heard he was doing that. Well, you ain't see it, right?
You ain't see it. So many great fighters. I always heard party. Sweet Pea. People would talk so much crap to Sweet Pea while he fought. Look at him. He's high right now. Like you could hear it as you're watching the HBO broadcast. People in suits.
Right.
Ringside yelling, look at him. He's talking cash trash.
Right.
I mean, it was bad, man. I mean, so many great fighters that as great as they was, could you imagine just how much greater they would be if they didn't party, remember when I posted the thing that Ali said and everybody was joking. Everybody laughed, but he's dead serious. Right. Yeah, man, hitting the pad, hitting all that stuff is good. But it go all the biggest key is dodging the nightclubs, the parties, and the girls, and being in bed by 9 o'clock by yourself. And everybody, but you see, it's like he dead serious. Like he's dead ass. Like he's not just joking about it. And to affirm that, I've seen so many great fighters tell me a story. I'll tell you this story. I'm at Keystone. So I come up the stairs. This is when I'm still like fighting, like trying to, whatever. I'm still fighting. I'm like 19.
He said that's the Coke era against the ropes with Dose.
Pure.
That's the Coke era, yeah.
Michael Dynamite Dokes was another one. So I go up there and I see Gene, and the great Daryl Too Sweet Coley is in there. Monster. He was like the Floyd of our area, like the flamboyant, but he was quiet. He didn't really talk much, but just his swagger, the glittery outfits, man. Daryl Too Sweet was on one, yo. So I walk in, and he just so shocked because he hadn't seen me since I was a little boy, and he couldn't wait to talk to my dad. He went down to talk to my dad, whatever. So he sees me, man, boy, look at this man, Gene. I didn't know this boy. He was this big, man. This boy, nice, da-da-da-da. And he said, yeah, man, if he could stay healthy, he'd be the next junior welterweight champ of the world, whatever Gene was saying. And he said, oh, man, so what vice you got? And then Gene was like, he ain't got no vice. Bubbles and Gene, he ain't got no vice. He don't drink. He don't smoke. And he said, good. What? He got his armor. He said, good. What? Wait. He ain't got my vice, dude. He said, nah, he stayed away from the girls. So, all right, man.
Right.
Man, man, Too Sweet was on one, man. I remember so many fighters. I could tell you this story. I remember a fighter. I'm not gonna say the name. He was getting ready for a huge fight, huge fight. And me and Dad stopped by the gym, and I didn't remember. I'm still a kid, so I didn't know. Like, hey, why isn't he in the gym? It's fight week, and that's when my dad first taught me about fight week. I said, where is he? He's supposed to be training. He said, nah, you don't do that on the last week of training. You just skip rope, run, shadow box. I said, oh, okay. So, and people told me he didn't leave, this particular fighter didn't leave for his big fight till like 2-3 days out almost. He was just at the Legend. I was like, huh? He said, yeah, man, he was at the Legend. Left with about 4 girls.
It's built different back then.
Left with about 4 girls.
They built different.
And I just be thinking, man, the killers that I knew growing up around my dad era, and I'd be like, can you imagine if Hector Macho Camacho had an Instagram back then? Could you imagine if Daryl Too Sweet Coley had an Instagram back then?
It'd be different,
man. You think Twin is bad? You think Adrian Broner was bad? Shh. Hector Camacho put him to shame.
Hey,
Look at old clips from the 80s of Macho walking out with a damn G-string on to walk down Sunset. Like, not Sunset, with that beach out in California. Walking at, yes.
Yeah.
And hit the speed bag on Venice Beach with a G-string.
Venice Beach
with
is
a
off
gold
the chain,
I'm like, oh, this dude is out of control. Like, but I mean, man, them guys were, but at the same time, them guys were killers.
Right.
They were killers, man. I mean, I heard the story. Hector Camacho. He was supposed to fight a guy. This is like early in his career. That's why I told you the fight where he got hurt, that was like his coming home fight. Because he hadn't really fought back at home since his early career. So he's getting ready to fight a guy. I forget the guy's name. I got to go back and look at the box record. So he's getting ready to fight this guy. The guy backs out or something happened or whatever. So they put in a new fighter, but he has to gain weight to fight this guy. This dude, for the next 7 days, do you know what he did to put on the weight so he could fight the guy and have somebody to fight and make some money? He ate ice cream and drunk soda morning, noon, and night. All the way up to the fight and fought and won. People say, and as good as he looked, people say he looked bad, he looked sluggish, and he admitted it. Yeah, I ate too much ice cream. I shouldn't have drunk that last Coca-Cola.
That's incredible. That don't even make no daggone
sense. It still was hard to touch.
That don't make no daggone sense.
That's and you know, in this game, man, it's like I say, it's a fecal game, man. It's so just the littlest. I just seen so many guys tell me you could have this, and this is where Ali was getting at. You could basically do so much training.
He said they would have been kicked off IG.
Bro, what?
No
And
bull.
this the thing. Like, people
bull.
gotta understand is back then, the training. I've had so many old school fighters tell me this. You could train as hard as you want, as good as you want, and it all could be fucked over in one night by not getting your proper rest, by sleeping with women, all those different ruined, be ruined. And people ask me to this day, is that 8-week thing with no sex real? No, it's real. It really is real. Like, I've even been in camp with a fighter, and I can't say his name, but he was like, he slept with his wife like right before the training that day, and actually boxed immaculate. So like, we're all cracking jokes, man. You need to put her on the workout plan. The next day he trained, he was so flat and stale, bro.
My coaches tell us before the games, like the week of game week, stay away from your girlfriend. Don't be sexing on your girlfriend. Stay away from them. Go home. Look at the game plan. You know what I'm saying? Look at what you're supposed to be doing. Stay away from your girlfriend. It's not a joke, man. When I ain't gonna get into detail, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it sucked the energy out you. No pun intended.
Yeah, because it'll take your legs from you.
No
and
bull.
then you wondering why your legs is flat. You wondering why your body, don't say nothing about my phone, bro. And now you wondering why you look. I saw you get a look.
I'm leaving it alone today.
But you do that, your legs are gone. Your legs are shot. You're flat. You wondering why your legs feel like they're in quicksand.
Right.
Like, you can't, everything is just off. And the crazy part is, it's the total opposite for female fighters from what I've been told.
Yeah.
The female fighters can keep on going. It don't matter. The male fighter,
I remember Cameron Diaz was saying she would get it in before like her scenes and stuff to give her more energy to get into her character, like stuff like that. So yeah. That's crazy.
People don't understand. So, you know, it's so it's just, you could do all of that training, the bag work, and that's what Ollie was getting to, all the bag work, the running and everything. It's needed. It's essential. But the most essential thing is the first part, because if you don't stay away from that, all that other stuff goes to shit.
Don't matter.
It don't matter. Can you imagine, real quick? And the crazy part is, I done had friends. Y'all know who y'all are. You know who you are.
Quiet as his cat.
They're quiet as his cat. Y'all know who y'all is. Who I done trained with, and they did it and got away with it because they fought a bum. And I got other friends who they ain't get away with it because that bum actually didn't want to go nowhere, and they wound up cracking them.
Right.
You know, but the point being is, you know, it's so many guys that can you imagine somebody like Shakur Stevenson, who just had an interview and spoke about how he goes 10 weeks or 8 weeks. He goes anywhere between 6 to 10 weeks without it, going up to his fight. And can you imagine, as good as his distance control and quick twitch on his legs is, if he messes up and does that, how much of how many tenths of a second it takes off his legs?
That testosterone, you need that testosterone. You need that, you know what I'm saying?
That oomph. It takes so much out of you. So much of your being goes through. That's the first circuit. It's like, it's no different from your brain. That's the first part that gives you so many proteins and energy. And that's why do you think you have, for people who think it's bullcrap and me going to med school and learning stuff.
No, it's definitely facts.
Why do you think there's testosterone gels for older men, stuff like that, or men who like, you have testosterone gels to boost different guys' energy because they don't have any like that anymore. I've had to prescribe that before. I had to make that medicine before, like different testosterone gels and stuff like that. You know, and it be like that, you know. So, and it's so, there's just that little bit, and you know, it's so interesting to see Tank, the daughters, and I think also certain fights where he may have took a shot and been like, I wasn't supposed to get hit with that. You know, but another thing, people talking about Tank, man, I don't see you get hits too much. He's short and he shines in the sun. He's light as hell. Any little touch you touch him, where he gonna show it. But also, he's the shorter guy. But if you really look at, I think they looking at the Gamboa fight, and they looking at because remember that was still in the partying stages.
That's
with
what
him.
I'm saying. Like, Tank different now, man.
He
different.
hasn't taken any big shots for real. You know, besides that one body shot with Pitbull. And can you imagine if the Gamboa
I forgot
Tank?
about that. That joint.
But can you imagine though, if it was the Tank who fought Gamboa, who took that body shot with Pitbull, could have been a different night. Could have been a different night.
Hey, somebody in the chat said Lomo already looking to duck Devin again.
Loma, oh man, that'd be interesting. I'd love to see that fight.
I wanted to talk about that because I didn't get a chance to talk about Lomachenko's last fight.
Did you see Paulie Malignaggi go at it with Bill?
Yeah, he was going crazy.
Oh man, we gotta come back to this. We got another guest. We gotta come back to this.
But hey guys,
matter of fact, the next guest may want to talk about it.
For
Shit,
sure.
who
talk
knows?
about it for sure. But hey, we got another guest coming on, guys. Our second guest of the evening or the afternoon, wherever you at in the world or the country. Goes by the Thump Yard. Let's go ahead and bring him in.
Thump, thump, thump. Man, my BINK shirt is popping right now.
I'm a terrible person. What's going on, man?
What's up, baby?
What's up, man? Appreciate y'all having me.
Oh, let me get up.
Beautiful studio here. What's up, man?
Pleasure, man.
How you doing, man? Yeah, I was listening in on the podcast on the way over here.
Okay.
Great job, y'all.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate it, man. And if there's anything you see I can get better with, I'm not a jerk. Tell me.
Y'all doing your thing. Doing your thing, man. So slap these on?
Yeah, you put those on?
Yes, indeed, brother. Yeah, that's my style.
Yeah, man. So microphone there, man. So we want to welcome you to the show. Welcome to Slip Encounter Podcast.
Thank you, fellas. I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
Here. Slip Encounter, we active.
How's your day been so far?
My day's been good. You know, I'm good. So just maintaining. I got a 2-year-old son that's not here, so kind of regrouping, reorganizing. Get some time to myself.
You got 2-year-old son?
He's in DR right now.
Oh, he's in the DR.
Yeah. He'll be back in 2 weeks. So
okay.
Just taking this time to kind of regroup. We got this event coming up next week, so we just planning and just tying up the loose ends and
yes, sir.
Sort of thing.
For sure. I wanted to ask you because he just brought. I haven't heard about what you do until he brought it to my attention. So you could just talk a little bit about it, how you got your start, and what exactly is the Thump Yard?
All right, so the Thump Yard, we started as like a grassroots initiative to bring the community together through boxing. We started last year, and we really started a backyard boxing movement. So we did that to raise awareness on gun violence. So I was a victim of gun violence in 2009, and it took away my boxing from me. It happened on the day I was supposed to be at the gym, and I didn't go to the gym so I could go home and study. I do real estate, so I went home to study for my real estate exam. That happened 13 years ago.
Wow.
So I was disconnected from boxing, not really, involved until we had this idea. I'm like, why don't we get the community together, put some gloves on, but stay anchored to a message, always have some guest speakers, always stay, keep pushing that message of putting the guns down and the gloves up. And it grew like crazy, man. It started with just like four matches, and then it went from 4 to 10 to 15 to 16. And what we were doing is we stayed active and did it every 2 weeks.
Right.
So we was pretty active every 2 weeks. People were looking forward to it. So we kind of created like a culture in the area where, like, I'm gonna see you at the Thump Yard. I'm gonna train. I'm gonna start training. And what happened was, you got some guys that just sign up. And the way I would do it is, I had a website. You sign up, and then I match based on your experience and your weight. Keep it kind of within 10 pounds. And then I interview the guy. I'm like, well, got any boxing training, this and that. So, it was open to everyone, all experience levels. And it was a lot of fun, man. And the good thing is that we got a lot of kids off the streets, and I like to think of us as a bridge. So we're like a bridge for the community that didn't really know where to go to the gym, and now I'm connecting them to the gym, like go here, go there. So we just did a pivot in August, and now we're doing sanctioned events. So now we're doing actual sanctioned events with USA Boxing and PVA. We did one in Copacabana in August 28th, and we got our next one coming up in November. So the last show we did 22 fights.
Wow.
The next one, they're capping us, so we're gonna cap it like at 20.
Yeah.
But it's a whole lot of fun, man. It's just my way to get back into the sport that I love. My father was a professional boxer, so it's something I've been around my whole life.
Yeah.
I think such as yourself, right? You've been around your whole life.
Yep.
From what I'm hearing. So it's another passion of mine.
You selling them hoodies?
Yeah.
All right,
We got merch. We got hoodies.
I need to buy that off.
Yeah, definitely need one of those.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of merch, man. So that's been helping with the branding, and whole documentary was produced on the movement.
Okay.
A documentary crew went out to like our third event when we were doing the backyard stuff, and they loved it. They saw the message, they saw what we were doing, and they said, well, let me go ahead and do a documentary. So that premiered in a movie theater, and
Oh, you all right?
that premiered in the movie theater, and also we got support of the city council member of the area, and she connected us with the Channel 9 News and Univision, and I mean, it's just been blowing up. It's been a blessing, but I think overall it's because we're anchored to that message. You know what I'm saying? Of putting the guns down and just trying to provide an alternative solution to the gun violence that's happening in our region, man. It's just terrible.
Right. So when you first started, are there any fighters that came through your program or through the Thump Yard that are making noise in the amateur professional ranks now?
Yeah, so there's some that I now have transitioned to the amateur ranks, and they're doing their thing. I could think of probably two right now that one guy got 7 fights, other dude got 4 fights. So they're doing their thing, in their training, and I like to see that they're taking it serious, and it's pulled them away from the street life or whatever they were involved in before. So like I said, we're like a conduit. We don't have a gym right now at the moment. We're just promoting these events. But the bigger picture is at some point get a gym and have a home base for these fighters, But right now we're like a conduit from those that were at the backyard and doing that, and now training, and we could push them to a gym and keep them active.
Okay.
So the goal with the events on the sanctioned events is to do it every 3 months.
Okay.
So we want to stay active and do these shows every 3 months.
Got you.
Sure.
So is this like a nonprofit organization?
Yeah, so we're waiting on a nonprofit status. We've done the application and everything. That takes a little time with the IRS and all of that. But I mean, we've done the groundwork. We've laid the foundation down. We've been active, and I think we'll get it. We'll get it done soon. Yeah. So as soon as we then that's just gonna open up more doors for us. For
right. Sure. Exactly. So when you were boxing, what got you into it, and like what kept you boxing in the gym?
My father was a pro boxer. I heard you mention Maurice Blocker and the Simon Browns. He's back from that era. He trained out in he trained at the House of Champions.
Yes, Tom Brown and all of them. Yes,
he trained over at then he transitioned over to Rockville Boys and Girls Club, and then I don't know if you remember, there was a gym at the Piney Branch, not on Piney Branch, but on New Hampshire Avenue, Tacoma Park, Rec Center.
I never went there, but I know what you're talking about.
There, you know what I'm saying? So he's from back in that era, and I've been seeing it my whole life. I was born in '87. I'm 34 years old, so as long as I can remember, I've been around the sport. And then I started training over at Sugar Ray Leonard Boxing Gym with Coach Will back when Coach Hinton was in there. So I was in there in those times. But then I moved to Florida in Miami, so the majority of my training was down in Miami for real. Then I come here and visit, and like on the summer, I go to train with Coach Will, Sugar Ray, and then train down in Miami. But I was in a gym where it was mostly pros, so I didn't really get moved around too much in the amateurs. I was basically a sparring partner for these pros, 15, 16, sparring these 30-year-old men, 28-year-old men, you know what I'm saying? So I got some real good work and got some good experience. But I like to think that boxing really gave me the mental fortitude and I attribute a lot of my mental strength to be able to deal on the day-to-day with my current situation. I'm paralyzed from my chest down. So that boxing for me is like the analogy to life. So
yeah, man. So you said you were leaving the gym, or you were supposed to be at the gym?
I was supposed to be at the gym at the time it happened. So it was a Monday. I had the day off, and then I actually went home to study. So at that time I was working a full-time job leasing apartments in Kent Village. You know what I'm saying, right around here, not too far. And then I was leasing apartments. I took the day off because I was also. So I go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and then I was going to take my real estate course Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I finished the course, and then I went home that Monday to study for my exam. And then when I got home, there was a guy there that used to live in my house before, and he was kind of like looking for a plug for buying drugs and stuff. I wasn't involved in none of that. I was kind of like on my path, and next thing you know, it was like basically a drug deal gone wrong. I was in my bedroom studying with my book open, and and basically one of my brother's friends basically set it up. He said he could get the drugs, but whole time they were like stick up guys. You know what I'm saying? They weren't really, they didn't have no drugs. So as I was sitting in my room studying for my exam, and I felt someone else come in my bedroom, and I just turned around in my room, and the dude just had the gun in my face, like, where it at, cuz, where it at? And I'm startled. I'm in my bedroom. That's the last thing I'm expecting to happen, you know? And I try to just stand up, and I try to turn and run. So when I turned and ran, that's when he shot. It went through my shoulder this way, like, to see where in the same direction it came. Like, I was headed out this way, and it came through my shoulder and hit my spine at T2. So it paralyzed me from my chest down, and you know, I was just laying there like in shock, like, you know, I never would have even thought that I'd get shot because I wasn't really
involved in that.
Nah, I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I had took about 2 years off from boxing. So when I started training again, I was like, man, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do something with it, because I knew I could move. I you know, I was all right.
Doing it.
So, you know, unfortunately, that incident stole boxing away. I used to dance a lot too. You know, I come from my father's Dominican, and so, you know, so, and we like to dance the bachata and the salsa and all of that. So, you know, so all of that was just taken from me in an instant. In an instant, man. Like, literally, life changed in an instant. I was laying on the ground, still conscious. Like, I never lost consciousness. So I had to process that whole moment.
Yeah.
Just laying there, like, what the hell just happened? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't move my legs, and I automatically already knew that I was paralyzed.
Damn.
You know, so.
Man, I'm sorry that happened to you, man.
Spent a month in ICU, and then another month in like rehab, and just trying to, like, you know, put the pieces of life back together and just trying to figure it out. You know.
So what was that adjustment period like after, you know, getting out of rehab and everything, and you were able to be back on your own? Was it hard to readjust?
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, imagine, I was at the time it happened, I had just turned 21 years old, so I was really just getting started in life. You know what I'm saying? And I had my career that I wanted to pursue, my boxing. You know what I'm saying? But so it was hard. It was hard, but I have to, you know, give a lot of thanks to my mother and my family that always been supportive of me and never expected anything less of me because of a chair. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just keep it pushing forward and just stay focused on my goals. And now I have a 2.5-year-old son, which I never even thought I'd even be able to have kids. So, you know, life is just a blessing, man. It's really what you make it. And I'm just trying to take it one day at a time, you know. And although I got shot and it kind of, like, you know, derailed me for a little bit, but I still do.
You're still conquering it.
I still do real estate, and I was still able to pursue that career. And you know, I've sold over 200 houses in the area.
That's what's up.
Since 2011, I got shot in 2009, so 2011 I started being active, and I found a mentor, and you know what I'm saying. So, like I said, I think a lot of my mental strength. That's why I'm so big on, like, you know, this whole movement is through boxing. It can teach you so much. You know what I'm saying? The hard work, the discipline, the never give up attitude, that bite down on your mouthpiece attitude. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I attribute a lot of my mental strength to that, and I have to thank my dad for that too.
For sure. I gotta ask you, because a lot of people, especially younger people, they struggle with the mental health and feeling like there's no way out. The back against the wall, and like, how do I get out of this situation? And you going through what you've gone through. How did you pull yourself? What are some things you did to pull yourself out of those situations, those tough mental days when you're down by yourself alone?
It's a great question. The first thing I did was, so I remember when I got out the hospital, I used to just, like, be depressed and thinking about all the things I couldn't do anymore. Like, damn, I can't box, I can't do this. I'm like, you know, feeling bad on myself. So the first thing I did was, it was like a paradigm shift. It's just thinking about, it's like, you know, seeing a glass half full or half empty. So I started just thinking about all the things I could still do, maybe do it differently, but I could still I just put it in my mind that I could still do anything. Just maybe I need a little help, or maybe just, you know, maybe just approach it differently. Like in business, right? Like, I was thinking, like, damn, in the beginning, like, how I'm gonna be able to sell houses from a wheelchair? I'm gonna go in and out of houses, but I took the approach of, like, let me go and work with a team. Let me find somebody to teach the same thing I'm learning. Let me teach and get them on board so we can make this thing happen together. So it just, I think, you know, changing that, having that shift of perspective, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, your thoughts your thoughts create your reality. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if you have negative thoughts all the time, you're gonna have a negative life.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's monumental. That's
Excuse
huge.
my sweating, man.
Oh, you're all right,
This all
man.
part of my injury too. So this
Right.
is like things I gotta deal with. You know, sometimes I'm sweating. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. No problem, no problem. So, real estate, is big right now. I know a lot of people personally that are trying to get into real estate.
Yes,
And
indeed.
you seem to be very successful at it. So, what are some like key points to be successful in real
That's
estate?
what I was about to ask.
yeah.
Too.
So I'm licensed in DC and Maryland, but I
Mhm.
also wholesale properties. Like I flip contracts and stuff like that.
Okay.
I've also dabbled in some rehabs, and my brother is also a contractor, so
Okay.
he's building units in DC right now as we
Mhm.
speak. But the key to success in real estate is first find a mentor.
Okay.
And anything in life, like I think mentorship is important. Like if you want to elevate and level up, you always have to be with a mentor that can help you get there. That has the proven blueprint. So
Mhm.
having a mentor is for sure important. Um, Never quitting, because entrepreneurship in general, being in business is hard. Sometimes you got good days, sometimes you got bad days. You know what I'm saying? But I think having a clear objective and a clear eye on the goal, and having a bigger purpose and a bigger why, that's gonna keep you in the game. You know, that's for sure gonna keep you in the game. Because I've had some dry spells when there's no deals, no money coming in. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna get a job. But then it's like something in me just don't let me, and I'm like, I gotta keep going. And boom, I hit a deal, and I'm good. You know, so
Well said.
real estate is great. It's it's the number one vehicle to build wealth. I ain't rich yet, but you know what I'm saying. I'm on my way. I'm on my way, and I got the network around me to help me get there. There's something that you guys spoke about with Jaleel, which was going out and networking, right?
Yep.
And see who you meet. That's the number one thing.
Mhm.
That's the number one thing that got me started in real estate, was being able to use like the power of social media, right? I was using Facebook, and I'm not just friending anybody. I'm
Right.
friending people in real estate. I'm seeing what they post, and I'm getting inspiration. I'm getting tips and stuff. I'm joining groups. I'm going to meetups. When I first got out the hospital, I wasn't driving yet, so I was taking the Metro Access vans to the conferences, and you know what I'm saying, just getting
Finding
in the
a
mix.
way to make a way.
Getting in the mix, man. You gotta fake it till you make it, for real. Just be there. And I used to just take my little notebook and try to get as many gems as possible from people that are moving and shaking in the business.
Right.
And that's what it takes, man, to be successful. I'm thinking just anything, really. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The power of networking is important.
Right, for sure. And definitely like through pain is growth. You can't grow without the pain.
Yeah.
You know,
There's
the
no
uncertainty.
growth and comfort. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
so you got to push yourself out of that comfort zone. 100%. I agree.
Right. So then, with the Thump Yard, what connections have you made through boxing with the Thump Yard?
We had, so at the documentary premiere, we were blessed to have the super middleweight undisputed champ Franchon Cruz. Y'all just had her over here. She,
Big
she came.
sis, shout out.
Yeah, big shout out to her. She came through. Of course, just in general, man. I'm here with y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
this wouldn't have
And
been
we here with
possible.
you.
No, I appreciate you.
Yeah,
I
for
appreciate you, man. It wouldn't have been possible without the whole movement. And we got a couple headbangers fighters coming. So, Boogie, it's crazy because Boogie used to spar my dad.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a small circle, man.
I know,
the
right?
boxing community is kind of small in the area, for real. Everyone knows each other kind of. So, I'm just blessed, man, to be in a position where I'm able to have, some sort of impact in the community. And, and our goal is just to keep growing, and take this as far as we could take it.
Right. I mean, you guys are growing at a alarming rate right now. I mean, you went from 4 to 22 fights on the card. I mean, that's incredible.
We
man.
started literally in the dirt.
Yeah.
Like literally in the dirt. Like if you look at our first video, we was literally in the dirt. We made we got some
Cones and
we got
ropes.
some we got some buckets from Home Depot and got some like PVC and some freaking rope, and you know what I mean. We was literally in the gravel, and it went from that to then like every show. What we wanted to do is just make an adjustment, make an improvement. So it went from that to then, okay, we got some plywood,
Right.
and then went from that like, okay, well, this ain't working. Let's try to get some different ropes. So then went from that to then we ended up buying a ring. I went on eBay and I found a ring all the way in Ohio, and we went to Ohio and we got a ring. So then the last few events before we started doing the sanctioned events, they were actually with the ring.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that's life in general, man. I think life, you just gotta keep building upon your experiences and just growing little by little, man. Just seeing how you can elevate every day, be a better person than what I was yesterday.
Oh, for sure.
Man, you a conqueror, man.
I'm telling you, man.
I
this
tip
is-
my hat to you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
100%. Very inspirational, man.
But like I say, what I always say too, that everyone has a story. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure y'all have your stories, and everyone has their challenges, man. It's like, you know, maybe my challenge is physical, but some people going through some mental stuff, you know, that I can't relate to. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just important to be able to share our experiences with everybody, because you just never know who's listening, who needs to hear what we gotta say. You know, for sure,
Right.
100%.
Maybe able to touch. Maybe somebody's watching, you know, right now, be touched by what you're talking about, and maybe you would move them past a block they're facing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
For
man.
sure.
That's life in general. That's just gotta keep on going, keep pushing forward.
Right. Are you guys open to any sponsorships right now?
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking for sponsors, for sure. Always looking to work with people in the community that resonates with what we looking to do.
Yeah.
And make an impact. And yeah, we always want to work with people.
For sure. I mean, I know we know a few people in boxing that should be able
Just
to,
a few.
Just a few, you know. But you know, we ain't there yet to be able to put down a huge sponsorship. But I would love to, you know, be a part of it and help out as much as I can with what you got going on.
Appreciate you, man.
For sure.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, man. We were talking about what we talking about before we came in. Was it Lomachenko and Devin Haney?
Yeah.
You watch a lot of boxing?
Yeah.
And I said, well, Paul, did you catch what Paulie said?
Did you see that Lomachenko fight with Jermaine?
Jermaine?
Yeah.
It's small. Yeah,
What y'all
Jermaine,
think?
man, I'm proud of Jermaine.
Yeah,
yo.
he did his
I'm
thing.
proud of
His
Jermaine.
first 12-round fight?
Right.
First 12-round fight, he did his thing.
He did a great job.
Some
against
say he may
Lomachenko.
have won that fight. I don't know. What y'all think?
I think it was really close. It
I
was a
think
very
really
close fight.
I think Lomachenko squeaked it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cause this just also comes from, I guess, the old school how I grew up. Remember, I was telling you, like, until Ray did what he did with Hagler, it was always taught you had to beat the champ up, like, to win. Like, you had to either knock him out or beat him real bad to take the title, type of thing.
You're right.
And that kind of maybe have been that type of moment a little bit, you know. And but either way, Jermaine his stock still rose. I don't think his stock dropped. So
At
either
all.
way, he won.
Sure.
It was like
I think,
another.
I think that elevates him and puts him probably in position for some bigger fights too. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, you gotta beat up the champion, right? But I think at the same time it exposed Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some people say he looked old a little bit.
It exposed him. Like maybe some people saw some holes in his game, and I think that Devin Haney fight. I think it favors Haney.
Favors Devin.
This is what I was telling him. The jab is the biggest thing because
jab is sharp.
Devin's jab will be the telltale.
Yep.
His size, how fast his feet
too.
are, and that jab, that will be if the first. Same thing what I said about Pitbull and Shakur. The first 6 rounds are crucial because now you're wondering, as Devin is sitting there and because you know Devin, his main thing, he'll shoot it from here and he'll shoot it from here. He'll flick it up. Those first 6 rounds of just like when Loma fought Teofimo.
He can't afford to start off that slow.
He gave that first 6.
He gave 6 away.
He can't do that here
at all. He said that when he walked to the back with the guy who always has all the Russian fights, he said. He was too big. It took a while for me to finally get the angle to get around him and work. So now you got to wonder, in my opinion, I think Devin's jab is just a little better than Teofimo's. Even though Teofimo had a great jab that night. Now it's okay. Slightly smaller than Teofimo, but a better jab than Teofimo. How does he get past those first 6 rounds? That's the big thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for Lomachenko, man.
It's gonna be tough.
He's a slow starter. Like I said, dissect you.
You can't start slow with Devin.
It's gonna be a long night.
Because Devin's gonna get under control.
Yeah, he's gonna get it under control.
And then pick his pace up. The next thing you know, he behind. I had him behind with Jermaine though. Like the first 6 rounds, I had him behind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
it was too close of a fight, and I think it could have been a political thing, just trying to push for that Devin Haney fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, that's what I was seeing. You know, because then who stepped in the ring after the fight? Devin Haney.
Yeah.
You know, they just try to build it up, and then after that, they called the fight. They matching them up. So
that's a great point.
Did y'all see what Paulie Malignaggi said to Bill?
Yeah. They was
He said, man, you not gonna take the fight or whatever. He said, but I got him whooping your son's ass.
I don't know.
And
man.
I don't honestly, I don't got him whooping him. He could squeak out something.
He look a lot smaller too.
Yeah.
For
He
sure.
can
They
squeak
fight what
out.
at 35?
35.
Yes, 35.
Yeah, Haney probably gonna move up after that 40.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Right.
I don't know who else y'all like nowadays though. But like who's
We was just talking about. If I run down the whole jump, we was just talking before Pitbull and Stevenson.
Pitbull and Shakur fighting.
Them two fighting each other.
Mandatory.
who y'all think about? Yeah, I mean that's the whole podcast today, right? And
Yeah, right.
Who y'all think take that one?
I like Shakur, man.
Yeah,
I like
But
Shakur.
them first 6 rounds is gonna be a
Shakur probably
nuisance.
just gonna study him first couple rounds and
Uh-huh.
then make the adjustment. His IQ
He's
is
gonna
just
take
too-
over.
Yeah, it's too up there. His
Mhm.
IQ, his boxing
Right.
IQ.
His distance control.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's gonna take. I think we're gonna see something different from Shakur because of what Pitbull brings. It's something he's never seen,
That's true.
and I think Pitbull gonna bring a different side of Shakur. It's gonna make him fight a little bit
They
differently.
call him the Mexican Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
And he stole so much volume. One of his main things, like when he knocked out my guy, I love the Magdaleno family. The
Oh,
Magdaleno
yeah.
family, man.
That was a
some
vicious
bad
knockout.
boys. People, I hate that. That's how. I think that was Diego, or it was either Jesse or Diego. One of them two fought him. How they went out, let these people forget just how crucial he was leading up to that fight. This is a guy who was a world champ fighting all these guys. This is a world champion family, like, you know. So, but then because of that knockout, it's kind of like, oh, that's what you remember him for. If you a casual,
If you a casual, exactly.
yeah,
That's a good point.
if you're a casual, that's what you remember him for. But if we already know Pitbull is a volume guy. He's gonna. That's the everything. I was saying before the show, before you came on, before even Jalil came on, I was like, the biggest thing you're watching it for is everything that you wanted Valdez to do against Shakur is what you're gonna see Pitbull do. He's gonna throw more, volume.
All it takes is one punch.
Yeah, and then on top of that, he's going to he's gotten better in these past fights. He's not just barreling in anymore like before.
It's a little more
Now
strategic
he's
on it.
feinting. He's giving you a double step, and he hops over here, and he's swimming. He's doing a lot more things now.
And he punches in the clinch.
He's punching in clinches now.
Which is
He's
gonna
not
be-
just okay where gloves are touching so I could work. He's not. Now he's clinching. He's working. He's trying to work out. Great. If I'm in Pitbull's camp, I'm telling him hit this some bitch anyway. Don't aim for any particular thing. Don't look for your jab to land. It ain't landing. All right. Just use your jab to get to where we need to go to do what we gotta do. Hit this mama anyway. We need to take his life. These first 6 rounds, I need you to please give him some double looks with your feet feint slide in. Shoot the jab to just see if you can make Shakur think for a second, even though his distance control and vision, you're not gonna really make him blink or pull up too much. But you're mostly gonna make him take that quarter step and see what's going on, but not give up ground. And then if he needs to take a 6-inch step and then spin out. But see if you can make him do that, and then you slide over and cut him off. Hit him anyway. Collarbones, forearm, hand,
anywhere.
hips, thigh, in the
Elbow.
clinches, hips and thigh. Hit him anyway, because we need to put something in the bank to hopefully hold us over round 7 through 12, where we could really try to pick it up, get him uncomfortable. Rub your head on his chest more and more. Rub up and down. Go
That's
over
the
here.
key word, uncomfortable.
Move that shoulder on him when you're in the clinch. Sit there, grab his arm, lock his arm. Sit there, go under. Go look, just little irritating stuff. You have to do it. But I think it's going to be another one of them fights where Pitbull, just like with Tank, Pitbull loses, but he don't lose. He loses, but he don't lose.
Keeps him in the mix.
Right.
Because he shows up.
Because of his style.
Just like he did with the
show up.
Javante fight.
Yeah, kept him in the mix.
Show up.
He showed up.
You know,
That was a
and-
tough fight for Javante.
Yeah, that
Pitbull-
body shot. And he wasn't expecting it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
His
Look.
defense too for that the upper that Javante was throwing.
He was catching.
He was catching
right.
a lot of them jumps.
Right.
too.
Slipping him, barely slipping him. Like, woof. Yeah, man. Look, in the chat we got Against the Ropes with Dose. He said Shakur got to sit down on his punches against Cruz. He said, I'm going to the Montana Love fight tomorrow. Y'all see Hitchens and him go at it. We missed the press conference. We here, but I'm sure you know Richard and Montana's a big personality, so I'm sure something happened at the press conference.
Who fighting?
No, they're not
Wait,
fighting each other.
oh,
but
okay,
they
I
got
was
into
say,
it.
wait, time out. Time out.
No.
Oh, dear
Yeah.
God.
They got into it at the press
my
conference,
God.
apparently.
Oh, Lord.
It's probably gonna be all over YouTube and
You
everything.
know it.
It is. Who are some of your top guys that you like in the game right now?
In the game right now, yeah, I like Shakur. obviously I like Davis. I like what's this? I forgot his freaking name.
Describe him.
It's a Dominican dude. I forgot his freaking name though.
Michael Ali, Michelle Ali.
Yeah. I like him. I like it. You like him? I like him.
He know who he about to fight, right?
Nah.
He fighting Ghost, Frank Martin.
Oh really?
Yeah, they both just signed it like earlier this week. Yeah, earlier this week.
When they fight?
Probably in another 8 weeks or so, 6 weeks or so.
He a beast.
That's gonna be interesting because them two did not have to fight each other. They could have waited for down the line, and them two are doing this now. Y'all need to tip y'all hats to them two because they didn't have to do that. There's no way. There is no way you could convince me that they had to fight each other right now. That could have waited for another year or two.
They doing what a lot of fighters need to be doing.
That's what we want, right?
Yeah.
We want the best fighting the best.
Right.
You know, I think it's missing. I was just listening to Roberto Duran, right? An interview he did, and he was talking how like today's boxers, right? There's more money in boxing, but you don't have the best fighting the best.
Killers.
Before, back in the day, you had less money, but you had the best. They were fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? So I think we need that. We need the best fighting the best, man.
Yeah, you just heard Jalil say similar. It's like his dad's era, my dad's era, but Boog, all them guys. It's like in the amateurs, it's a different animal because in the amateurs, it's like you can't hide from the guy. No matter what that bracket is what that bracket is. You got to see him right then. It's like when you turn pro, it's the total opposite. You can see him later, type of thing. Dance around him, type of thing. So but the thing was back then in that era, I say it all the time. And I'm pretty sure you can attest that this was your dad's mental thing back then was. If I do what I'm supposed to do, the money gonna come. No matter if I just do what I'm supposed to do, the money gonna come. Why? And you got guys now pricing themselves out, doing all these different things, but really ain't earned the right to do that. Like everybody want to be Money Mayweather, but they forget about the pretty boy days when he was fighting Chico Corrales and he was the underdog. When they threw him in for Castillo, for Jesus Chavez, and Jesus Chavez was giving him a working over, and he had to get through the storm, and then started picking him off, and then made Jesus Chavez corner throwing the towel late. When he didn't want to take a certain purse, and their way to get back at him was throwing him in there with a guy that he didn't know who the hell the guy was, and who was that guy? Emmanuel Augustus. Yeah, that was the story behind that. It was because so from what I've been told, I think it was he wanted the same type of purses that Prince was getting. Naseem Hamed was getting, or he wanted to fight Prince Naseem Hamed. I forget. I haven't read it in so long, but basically it was something with Prince Naseem Hamed. And I think they tried to offer him something, and he said, no, I don't like the deal. I'm not doing that. But so they were pissed at him that he didn't do it. So they was like, okay, the way we're going to get him back is because it used to be this thing Kevin Kelly used to be the host of. It used to be like this rap thing with boxing back then. If you watch the broadcast from back then, you'll see what I'm talking about. It was, so they choose him an opponent with, I think, Gus's record at the time was like 21 wins and 18 losses or something like that. But really his record is like 2-3 losses, really 4 losses maybe. This is a guy who fought Ivan Robinson when they both were in single-digit fights. Floyd had no idea who the hell this guy was. No idea. Took the fight and wound up giving Floyd a working over. But he was able to pinpoint certain shots, and they were able to stop it with Emmanuel. But story goes, he gets back to the dressing room, unlaces his boots, still kind of dressed, and he's sitting. Kevin Kelly, the great Kevin Kelly, walks in and sit beside him, and Floyd's wiping the blood off his nose. He had the towel over him, whatever. He put his arm around Floyd. He said, man, you lucky, man. He said, he looked at Kevin, man, I don't never want to see that guy ever again in my life, man. And Kevin said, man, you lucky, man, because if he had any more crack, you'd have been out of there. He said, bro, I don't ever want to see that guy ever again in my life.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that fight again.
Oh my gosh.
Back to that question. I like Jerron Ennis too.
Oh, Boots.
Yeah,
Boots is dangerous.
Boots is dangerous.
Very dangerous. good. You know, he fought my god brother twice in the Olympic trials.
Yeah,
in the
Russell,
box off.
Russell.
Yeah, he fought
Yeah, I
Tweezy.
saw the fight.
Yeah, man, that was crazy.
That was a
I,
good
you
fight,
know,
too.
yeah, you know,
was a good
so
fight.
and people gotta understand he's the youngest of that Boots legacy. Like all his brothers were top 15 contenders.
Yeah, we got four fighters coming from that gym on our next show.
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bosie's
That's what's
gym.
up.
We on our last card we had 3 or 4. Yeah, but their amateurs is nice too. They got
that's what's up.
They got a great training program over there.
Oh yeah.
One of the fighters is Leasia Minor. She's one of the top amateurs.
That
She's
sounds
fighting.
familiar.
Yeah, I've
fighting,
seen her.
She's fighting Algeria Johnson on our card.
Okay.
So that's gonna be fireworks.
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
excited to see that match.
100%. Real quick, let me check out the chat. We got Edward Jack in here. He said boxing fans still have great fights coming up without the Bud fight Spence. That's
that's
without Bud fighting Spence. I read that wrong. He was talking about Hitchison. He said Hitchison was at his neck. They on the same card, and Eddie Hearn was gassing it up. And then we got our man Junior out here. He said Haney over Loma. I love the Stevenson versus Pitbull. My thoughts are exactly what Junior said. Cruz stock gonna rise up, win or lose. And then Josephine Junker said 135 just became a powerhouse class. I mean, it's been that for a couple years
Been
now.
there for a while now.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Now you gotta also, you look at Boots and look at 47. 47 still in good hands. Whether you have the Bud and
47 loaded too, man.
Bud and True fight each other, yes or no, they still gotta worry about Boots ass coming up. And then you got another kid who just walked out of this building who's working his way up the ladder too.
Yeah.
You know,
then Boots put in like a petition to
yes, he
fight.
did.
Spence?
Yes, he did.
Spence, right?
He didn't care. That was just the one he put up. He want both.
Right.
From what I've been told through the grapevine from different people,
Boots
he
want
want both.
Boots
He
want all
want
the smoke.
anybody.
So let me ask you, man. Since you like Boots, how does Boots do against Spence, and how does he do against Crawford, in your opinion?
I think he beat both of them.
Okay.
I think I like Boots. I like his style. He can move. Defensively, he gets clipped though. He do get hit. But
Yeah, did you catch that?
Yeah, he do get hit. So now you making me think. Now, that if he do, I mean, but I like his style, man. I like his punch output. You know what I'm saying? He can mix it up.
Good vision.
Good vision. I mean, I'm a fan of Boots. I think he's gonna be a big problem for many fighters in that division.
100%.
I don't know. This is my thing. If he fights Bud or Earl, the biggest thing we looking for is we know he got the skills, and we know that Bud and Earl basically he may have more flash than them two. But where does the experience come in? 8 through 12, and next thing you know, Bud and them start catching up to him late. Bud and Earl they've been there, done that. They may see stuff before he do it. Like the flash may not bother him. The stuff that he looks so spectacular doing on other guys. Now he at the highest of highest levels.
Yeah.
Oh, I seen that before, shorty. You ain't know. I've been in there with this guy, this since the amateurs. And some of the moves he do, you might have Bud say, man, I sparred. This guy did Carl Dargan. I sparred, or I've been in there with so many guys from in the amateur program in the Olympic Plaza. I'm like, man, I done seen that stuff before, shorty. You ain't catching me with that. And then the experience starts to take hold late. That's the thing that gets me right there. Now, if I'm them, I'm like, let Boots keep building his stock just not much,
more.
just a little more, so it'll sell. He's almost there.
I like to see Boots fight Keith, but Keith don't want that.
Oh,
smoke.
hell no. Keith better duck the hell out of that.
He's the next. I mean, of course, but that's like the next former world champion. Next guy that you can get to before Bud and Spence. That's why Thurman fighting Spence right now. He's the next guy besides Bud. Who else?
Man,
Who else? Sean Porter not fighting no more. I would love to see Boots versus Porter, but he not fighting no more. So,
man, I got Boots stopping Keith with a body shot.
With a body shot?
Yeah,
Sean
you
Porter.
know Keith can't take no body shot.
Oh yeah.
He on his bicycle from the get go.
I think Boots versus Crawford is a more entertaining fight.
Yeah,
I think because they both liable to get clipped,
and they both switch.
Right, and they both switch.
That might be something we get next year.
Right,
maybe the boxing fans get that fight next year.
But
Well, either
also,
that one or the Errol Spence.
The biggest thing is who wins. Like, put your hand out. Who wins this? Who wins the lead hand in that situation? Both of them switch. Sometimes they both be switching too close to their guy. And I've always been taught you can switch, but don't you switch too close because you'll get hit with somebody you off balance and you're not even hurt.
That's what I'm
you
saying.
On the
They
ground.
both got liabilities.
Yeah, next thing you know, you on the ground like, man, I'm not even hurt.
Yeah,
4,
I
5.
I got knocked down like that one time.
Yeah, like, you understand because you
I
switch.
walked right into that junk.
Damn.
But I wasn't hurt. It
And
was
you-
more like off
exactly.
balance.
Right.
And knocked me on my ass.
And it's a flash thing.
Yeah.
You land, and every time it happens, you don't land like devastated. It lands on your butt.
Yeah,
Like this.
mad
Like,
as hell.
damn, what the fuck?
In the gloves on the camera. Damn. Whole gym like,
Right, going
Yeah.
crazy. I'm like,
I swear, man,
it was
every
nothing.
time. And so now, your biggest thing is, who's gonna win this? Are we fighting Southpaw versus Southpaw? Who's switching? Who's gonna switch? Are we doing Southpaw, or we doing Orthodox versus Southpaw? Who's going? And then if
It's
we
gonna be
do
all of that in one.
If we do right-handed versus Southpaw, it's lead hand on lead hand. Who gonna get it? Who's gonna have more reach? Who's gonna get more off that little half an inch of reach more? Then it's who's thinking, can Boots survive late?
I think
Taking them into deep waters, but the
We ain't
atmosphere
seen
of
it
it
yet.
all,
We haven't
yeah, we
seen
ain't
it at
seen
that
it. I
level.
believe so too, but we ain't seen. It's like it's.
I think he just announced he got to fight, but
Boots?
I don't think he said who he's fighting.
He was fighting
I
yet?
just-
Okay. I'm
It's-
interested to see.
It's basically Tommy and Ray all over again. And I'll tell you why. I remember watching Legendary Nights when Manuel Stewart knew from when they were.
Nice, man.
Man, I missed that show.
Yeah, me too, man.
I can't tell the full story. Hopefully one day my dad comes on the show and tells the whole story. I'll tell y'all off the air. But basically, if you watch Legendary Nights, from the time Manuel Stewart signed that contract, he knew Tommy's gonna get hurt sooner or later in this fight. And he says on the air, I already knew the explosion was gonna happen. Sooner or later, Ray Leonard was much stronger than people realized. My father standing up. I'm sitting there watching it. I said, "Huh?" Dad said, "Dad's doing this." Shh, man, that motherfucker hit. I said, "What?" He said, "Man, Ray, man, used to put people out in the amateurs, man. That man can hit." And then it happened. He hurt Tommy bad. Tommy had to get it together. Thank God Tommy was in tip-top shape. He recovered because you know how dangerous of a finisher Ray Leonard was. Take everything I just said.
Ray was my favorite.
Yes, like take everything that I just said about Ray. If you take the same, that's Bud. Much stronger than people realize. The explosion always happens sooner or later as a way of recovering and then wind up breaking down his guys. Now with Boots is dominating everybody. Tommy was known as a smooth boxer all through the amateurs. Couldn't
I see
break
the correlation now.
couldn't break 2 wet paper towels with a running start. Had no power in the amateurs. Turn pro, he putting everybody out cold. Now look at Boots. Turning pro, fighting every 2 weeks, putting Bama's out. I mean, devastating. Now you're having trouble getting fights. You got to sit there and get a body in front of him and put a little mirror up under the nose to make sure it's a body, and then put him in front of Boots, putting guys out.
That's a good point.
When Tommy Hearns fought Pepino Cuevas, who was the best they had out there, who was known that his punch was like getting hit by a mule kick. You'll see Pino Cuevas before he gets clipped by Tommy, he gets caught. He throws something. You see Tommy stay heavy on the front foot because Tommy had the thing where to not give up ground, he would walk to you, do that, and he would just take a little back foot back. But that way, instead of doing this, you change the dance, you go, I'm still here. And you see Pino kind of catch him here, but he controls it, catch him whatever. What does that correlate to? What just happened to Boots? A few fights back, he fights Thomas DeLorme. Watch that tape back, and they in the dressing room. Bozy told him, you know, DeLorme got a habit of throwing that overhand. Watch out for the overhand, because they were doing the mitts, and Boots went the ring and said, you're going the wrong way. Don't go that way. Remember, because it's such and such. Fight happens. He hurts Thomas DeLorme. Thomas DeLorme throws the exact counter to get himself out of trouble. And you see Boots with his hand not where it's supposed to be. In the last second, he see it because he in tip-top shape. Everything is in slow motion when you're in top shape. See, caught it. And caught that jump. Then all of a sudden, he knocks Thomas DeLorme out. Watch him walk back to the corner. He tell his father, man, good thing I did, because right what you said was right here when I caught it, and he catches it. So it's like, you wonder, those little things that's happened to him as he's gotten higher in the fights and the levels. What if that happens not early? I don't see it happening early with him getting hurt if he fights Earl, but I see it happening 7, 8, 9, those type of rounds where it's something, that little extra experience gets it there. Like, Bud has a habit of landing certain shots just off of experience. Like when he caught Benavidez with the uppercut. Benavidez do the same uppercut at the same time. Just Buzz was a little shorter and a little sooner to the mark.
Hey, man, they say this is a game of inches.
Tenths of a second.
A game of inches.
Right.
And you hurt.
Bud's a natural puncher too. Bud throws punches unconventional that you just don't. You can't really train to fight like Bud trains. But there's just one Bud Crawford. There'll never be another. I think the way he throws his punches.
But the other thing is, and I always mention this, the Ricky Burns fight. Watch that tape again.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Against the ropes with Dose, he said, "I got boots over everyone at 147 to 160."
I don't blame you.
He said, "Hear me out. I think Ennis could even stop Big Charlo." He said in January. Then he said Tommy was long. Pause.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Hey yo.
So
but facts though. Though. Between 160, Boots and Charlo though.
At 154, I could see it, because he's gonna
Charlo?
grow. He's gonna grow out of 47 in another year or two.
Yeah.
But so this is my thing. Watch that tape. Matter of fact, don't even watch just the fight tape. Go and watch when he's sitting with Teddy Atlas and he goes over his fight with Ricky Burns. Ricky Burns' jab was getting too close. Like the jab was landing and hitting him on the nose early on. And that's when you see about going, I think it was, I want to say 2 minutes or 1 minute and 48 seconds into the third, he switches southpaw. They paused the tape. Teddy out and say, "Why did you do that?" He said his jab was getting too close. So I had to take and change the distance on it. Because now if I'm going here and I'm throwing and now if I switch southpaw, that gives you more distance.
Yeah, got the lead hand.
Like, remember, what do you always see Floyd do when he fights southpaw? When he fights right-handers, Floyd sit here all night long. He'll change the look, of course. He'll go high guard, go everywhere. But he's going to let you touch his shoulder because he's going to rock and shoot the break, rock, boom, shot the uppercut, hook. He's going to do that. But when he fights a southpaw, he doesn't give you the shoulder. He gives you the forearm. He'll go here and here. As the first defense, go back to the Cuban style. Where it's like, instead of now, I got to give you a foot because your lead hand's getting too close to me. And if your lead hand gets that close, your left hand going to go past my face. So now if you're looking at the boot situation with Bud, that's the game. Who's gonna have the most glove control first? Who's gonna get down the glove control first? Who's gonna get the foot placement first? That's my thing. Now when we go to the Earl thing, I think that's an inside fight all night long. I got Earl. That's them standing right there, and it's gonna be because Earl's thing is he works in this. If this is my man, Earl's slickness is this. Back to the old textbook days. That's all. Because you heard Mikey Garcia, who's textbook to the T, say he was right there in front of me. And every time I had a counter, right there, he's right there for the counter. As soon as I go to shoot it, he's just that much over, out of the way. Now it's, and Boots' thing is, That's
boom. A fact.
And then rip. So if I'm Irwis, where am I gonna catch it once he shoots this? Am I gonna catch it here, tuck in, and come up the middle? Or am I gonna go here and then grab his arm here and cowboy block, boom, boom, come all the way down, boom, boom. I think it's an inside fight with the Earl if he fights Earl, compared to if it's Bud, it's this. Yeah. If it's Earl, is this, and a little bit of adjustments, and maybe who's gonna walk forward for like a round or two, and then switch the dance, and then they back in the middle again. Yeah, I feel like I'm talking too much. What y'all think?
I think you're right. I think for sure inside fight with Earl, and then with both of them switching, Bud and Jerron. I mean, anything can happen really there.
Mm-hmm. That's
Anything
like
happen there.
whose fuse is gonna blow up first? Who gonna get clipped first in that fight? And like you said, with Spencer, just disciplined fighter.
But Earl,
Hold on, real quick in the chat though. Against the ropes, he said Charlo's gonna be long gone on 168 before Boots hits 154. That could be possible too.
Possible.
We have a Marvin Boyce in the chat. He said we have to do better. So many people be quick to downplay a move they don't understand. We know nothing that really going on but rumors. That's true. That's what we're here to talk about. We talking boxing. It's all opinion based. We don't really know what's going on because we're not in those rooms to talk. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here to do. Janet Fox, what's up, fellas? It's the next big thing coming from DC. Yes. And then I want to ask you that. Do you ever get a chance? I know you're busy with what you got going on. Do you get a chance to go to the local fights at like the Rosecroft? Or?
Yeah, I went to Rosecroft. I plan on going to Dusty's fight next week.
Okay.
There was supposed to be a fight this Saturday at the WEG Studios, but I thought that one got canceled.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know what fight you're talking about.
That joint got canceled. But yeah, I'm going to Dusty's fight. Definitely going to be there to support.
For sure. Who are some of your top guys from the area that you like?
From here, I see Outlaw doing his thing, and I remember him from when I used to train at Sugar Ray. So it's good to see how he's still doing his thing. I like Jaleel for sure. Who else we got out here? I don't really know. Who else we got out here, bro?
There's so many names, man.
There's really so many. DMV got top talent all across the board. There's some guys that train out at Headbangers that I like. I forget his
Scooter.
Yeah, Scooter.
Sugar She.
Sean.
She doing his thing. Scooter doing his thing.
Pat.
There's so many, man. There's so much talent. There's so much talent in the DMV. So much.
For sure.
There's gonna be, and we got a long line of champions that's gonna be coming out over the next few years.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying too, man. For sure, a lot of guys. What can we do to help you out? What you got going on? Like what can people do? Or where can we find you to help?
Yeah, I mean,
get more involved.
Instagram, man. Just follow us on the Instagram, the Thump Yard. Just keep amplifying this message. You know what I mean? Come out, support the events. And that's really it, man. Just support us. Support the events. Come out, support our page. And see, with what I do with my career in terms of real estate, right? So I'm fusing what I love, which is boxing and real estate, into one. Because what I like to do at these events is take the opportunity to touch on these different topics. Because I feel like the whole gun violence issue is a holistic approach, right? We could tackle it with sports. But then, like, on a come up as an amateur, you're not making no money, right? But there's other things that we could do. So we could touch on like real estate or financial literacy or how to get your credit right.
Financial literacy.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Mental health awareness.
Preach.
Touch on mental health awareness. So it's a whole holistic approach, and that's the goal at these events, is to kind of touch on each and every topic, while showcasing the great, all these talented boxers at these events. So, just gonna keep pushing, keep going.
Incredible. That's incredible. Do you guys look to put on fights in different areas?
Yes, I mean, right now we're in our backyard. We're gonna do it every 3 months here, but with the brand growing so fast, it only makes sense to go elsewhere. I grew up in Miami, so definitely want to do something out there in Miami too.
That'll be what's up. That'll be what's up. I went to Miami for the Canelo versus Yildirim.
Okay.
I went to that fight. I mean, everybody's he fighting a bum, but I mean, it was cool to go see the experience at the Hard Rock.
Training in Miami, see, it's funny because how I said I used to come here to train, and then I trained in Miami. So in Miami, I was around Cubans, Colombians. Indeed. So the styles are so much different. And then I come over here and train, and I'm training at Sugar Ray Leonard. It's a different style, American style. So it's good that I was able to get exposure on both ends. You know what I'm saying? And just get different looks.
Sound like my friend Yellow Rod. Dialis Parade 2-0 now. Call him Yellow Rod Amarillo. Like he's he from Jersey, and he will go to Miami. And he's training there, that so you sound exactly like
you get different looks, man. The Cuban style, you know what I'm saying? I'm always a big fan of the Cuban style. My coach was Puerto Rican, but in my gym was a lot of Colombians, Cubans, just Dominicans. Some Mexican guys I used to work with too. Yeah. So it was good to get that exposure. You know what I'm saying? Get that exposure, and it's boxing is it's such a wide array of styles. You know what I mean? It's just it's an amazing sport, man.
That's what I was about to ask you. Like, so what was your style like when you was fighting?
I was like a boxer puncher.
Boxer puncher.
Yeah, boxer puncher. I move around a lot. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like to get hit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody like to get hit, but I can also sit down and bite down on that mouthpiece and mix it up and punch too.
Yeah,
you know
for sure.
I'd say I was a boxer puncher. For
okay.
Sure.
You know who Demond Nicholson is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 2 of his fighters coming on my card too.
Okay, I was about to say because
Cherry Lane Boxing.
He just did a guns down, gloves up thing too recently.
Oh yeah. I think he did that with Ilzak and them, like
something like
Ilzak.
that.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was saying, maybe y'all could collab and do something together.
Yeah,
he's on.
Yeah, I definitely want. I'm working with anybody and everybody in the community, man. Anybody and everybody. So it's as a promoter and putting these shows together, I'm naturally like a nice guy and fair guy, but it's hard, man, because I want to accommodate everybody, but it's impossible
hard,
to keep everybody happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like at this point,
as long as your heart is good, you can't be mad at yourself.
At this point though, at some point we're gonna have to do like a 2-day tournament with the amount of fighters that I get on that the coaches
bracket
send.
style,
something, bro. Because I get a lot of coaches that send their fighters, and I just can't. I can't get everybody on the card.
You can't match them all.
I try to be fair across the board and get the Sugar Ray on, get the Headbangers on, get the chair. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get everybody on the card, but we're gonna keep doing a rotation, and on the next one probably have a couple different gyms, man.
Yeah. So where the fights being held at now? I'm sorry. Where the fights being held out now?
They're gonna be in Coca Cabana in Hyattsville, Adelphi, Maryland, Hyattsville.
Okay.
2031 University Boulevard East.
Okay, I had to get that from you. I'm gonna forget between now and we leave. I'm gonna get that
Coca
from you.
Cabana Bar and Grill.
And I gotta buy a hoodie off for you before we roll out.
Almost definitely. Man.
So
we got different styles too.
100%.
I'll get them all then.
Yeah.
But so we here in the chat. A lot of people going. So I see one about my god brother, but we're gonna hold on that. I want to also speak on the Earl part. What do y'all think if Boots fights Earl? I've noticed throughout his whole career, Earl has a problem with a left hand somewhere around here.
Mm-hmm.
And his whole body freezes. Either he freezes or he disconnects something. Disconnects or he freezes or something. That inside work and the way that Boots shifts. And we all know that Earl's thing is more, he'll move his body to the side, but it's more just here. And then if he needs to reset, then he steps his foot around. But Boots, his whole thing is he gonna rock off, spin off, or whatever. But that spin off and he gets that angle in that left hand. That's another telltale sign. But also on that highest level, hitting Boots on his hips. If Earl gets to hitting Boots on his hips and locks him in place, whole new ball game. What y'all think?
Let you answer that.
Yeah. I mean, Hey man, I want to see that fight. I just want to see it as a boxing fan. As a boxing fan, as a boxing fan, you know what I'm saying. May the best man win, because both of them are talented. Both of them are talented. Yeah, anything can happen in that fight. You know what I mean? They both got they top notch fighters. So as boxing fans, I think we need to see that fight next year. You know what I'm saying? After this fight, Errol Spence got coming up, we need to see that fight for sure. And that might be set up because I don't know who it is, but I saw Boots post that his fight was locked in. I don't think he announced who it was yet, but you know what I'm saying. It could be on a
horizon.
They could be on a collision.
Yeah.
Collision course them too.
How frustrated have you been with boxing lately, man? With
Talk
all
your
these
stuff.
fights.
Boxing, man. They
Good
just
question, bro. Good question.
Yeah, that was a good question. How frustrated? I mean, we want to see the best fight the best, man. Just like in the amateurs, right? You said you can't duck no work in the amateurs.
Man.
You cannot duck it. But now it's just like so political. You got I want to see the Davis and the Garcia fight. Is that gonna happen? I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people want to see that fight, but the camps are guarding their fighters too much. You know what I'm saying? The PBC, the this or that. It just doesn't make sense for the sport, because the whole name of the game is the best to fight the best. You know what I'm saying? So if it's very frustrating when the fans want to see a certain fight and they don't get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
because it's not like they're not gonna make money. We gonna pay to see that fight.
Yeah,
we're gonna pay you.
We're gonna pay it. And if one of them loses, they still great. It don't matter if you take that L.
Right.
It's like I feel like in boxing, you don't see this so much in MMA. Like they don't safeguard that owe so much. You know what I'm saying? They fighting each other. If they got a couple losses, they're still
upper echelon. That's what Jalil was saying
they
before
still
you got
up
here.
there. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But now you gotta, you want to protect that 0, but that doesn't take away from your greatness, and your skill. It doesn't take away from none of that.
100%.
Look at how we talk about the 5 kings to this day. We're going into 2023. These fights happened in before we were all born in 80, 81, like that era of the 5 kings.
I still watch that fight.
Yes.
I'm still running back and watching.
And I say 5. I don't say 4 king. I say 5 because people forget about a guy, El Adar, Wilfred Benitez, dangerous. Oh my, watch the tapes. Anywho, but the 5 kings back then. Then even the heavyweights, the just any weight class you could think of, there were guys that you found out if you really wanted to be a fighter or not. And I think that art is slightly missing these days. Yeah, like it's that is slightly missing.
Bathroom?
So
it's straight behind you.
And I think well, see when you get back, I think that art is missing a little bit. Like with guys really. It's so much of wanting to be, I think guys so badly just want to be cute. I hate to put it that way. But it's like guys want to be cute now. It's like it makes the whole thing with Mike Tyson, what he said about these guys are businessmen. I was a killer that made money.
That's facts.
It's starting to look more like that now, so.
On the men's side.
On the men's, my bad. My apologies. Now, let me clarify my words. On the men's side, because these females is digging in, getting it. These females putting in work.
100%. I got so much respect. That's why I'm so glad Sanicia is making her return this weekend. I cannot wait to watch her fight, bro.
Even before what just happened this year, when she fought Marlene, she didn't have to do that. She didn't have to do that fight.
She didn't, but she did it because she wanted that smoke.
Man, it wanted that smoke. Can you imagine how much they would have waited another 2 years? Wait, what was that, 2 years ago? They would have waited till now. Much more money, more money.
Pay way much more money.
And then if it was across the pond as well.
Shit. Man.
So and you got guys out here faking. And the worst thing that really pisses me off is you got guys out here and everybody know I say what the fuck I want. I don't care. It's like I never forget what my boy Dusty said, what Primo said. He said, when you know you can fight, you say what the hell you want. But you got guys, man, that they put on this facade of wanting to fight. Oh, I don't fight this guy. Oh, I'll move up to fight him. I'll fight this guy. Even with the Ryan thing, I hate to put it. Because I done talked about his skill sets, but I've also talked about his flaws as well. But I don't believe he want to fight he don't want to fight no damn Tank. I'm sorry. This dude will not stop talking about Tank every press conference. That's like his coattail to hold on just enough that
that's the
give
hashtag
him extra,
that gets him the views.
Yeah, more views. Perfect. That's exactly what I did. I was trying to figure out how to say it. That was perfect. What you just said. Mom, that's why you back, bro. Anywho. Nah, don't laugh, Miss K. Let me cook, Miss K. Like, this the thing that get me. He don't want to fight no damn Tank because he didn't even want to fight no damn Pitbull. So you mean to tell me you want to fight Tank, but you couldn't fight Pitbull? Make that make sense. You didn't want to fight, at the time, a B- going into a B+ fighter, who now is about to start to turn the corner to be above a B+, almost an A- fighter as he's turning that corner to higher echelon. And you say you want to fight Tank, who's already an A-, A+ fighter, fight to fight. You don't really want to fight nobody. Cut the bullshit.
Right.
You don't want. Ryan Garcia don't want to fight no damn Tank. Basically what I was saying was, is God. The thing that pisses me off, and some guys not gonna like what I have to say on this, because we're not. I've been in that ring. I've been in world class training. I've been the spawn. I've been in this. I've cut weight. I know this shit. I was there when Jerry Hurd had to take whatever they gave him. I was there for that. And he went and he took the little crack in the door and he kicked it open. And he really meant what he said to me at Hillcrest. Man, I will end Laura. I never forget he told me that. Man, I will end Laura with a grin on his face as we were doing circle work, shadow boxing. And we had to do 6 rounds of lateral movement and then shadow boxing. Man, and this is what he's doing. But like we all talking about who maybe as if he keeps, because now he's kicking in the door. He just beat Tony Harrison. Now he's defending his title, whatever. So he said, man, I swear, Junior, I will end Laura. I never forgot that. He didn't mind. Swift didn't mind whoever he fought. Guys are faking the funk nowadays. Caleb Plant's one of the only ones that and David Benavidez, who else? Sinisa Estrada, any of the females. We ain't gotta name the females. We already know what they stand on.
Those got a good point in the chat. He said UK actually supports boxers though. When I tell a person I'm a boxer, they just like, oh, that's cool and go on. He said boxing ain't a sport that's very liked here. Then he said he didn't want to fight Javier Fortuna either until he saw JoJo give him that work. He said Ryan literally knows he's going to lose, but this loss will make him a bigger star. SMH.
But this the thing.
That's a great point.
He didn't want to fight. Garcia didn't want to fight Fortuna?
Yeah, at first, yeah. And I remember I was in the gym with Fortuna too. Like,
because hold on, wasn't that fight supposed to happen? Then it got canceled.
Yeah,
because Ryan
just like
retired,
the Pitbull
That's
thing.
right. That's right.
Just like the whole Pitbull jump. He was supposed to fight Pitbull 3 times.
Yeah.
Each time it was a back out, and then the 3rd time his Pitbull father said, "We will not fight him unless we get some type of penalty purse for him backing out this time."
Mm-hmm.
And you're not gonna convince me that he wants to fight Tank. You mean to tell me you didn't want to fight Pitbull, but you want to fight Tank, and your own handlers know your flaws. Like for instance, I'm gonna go ahead and speed it up for you, so you know I've given Brent his props. I remember when he fought so many guys in the amateurs. I was there for some of them.
Mm-hmm.
He has a gifted whipping hook, gifted hook, and it's a whipping, like just whipping, and you don't know it's blinding, and he has great length. He's putting on more muscle. He has good vision, good torque on his punches through his target very well. Now let's get to the flaws. Does not know how to use his height, does not know how to use his length. He cannot fight on the inside. His chin is always in the air.
Always in the air. He don't keep
every shot
too close. He smothers his punches. Who was it that he fought? That I think it was an African dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was
everything.
Yeah, that last fight.
Everything.
Right.
Don't maintain his distance. His range. He can't keep his range right. He's Yeah, you right. There's too many flaws. I think
those said chin in the air equals Ryan.
I'm tired of making people happy, saying, "Oh, don't do this on the show, whatever." I don't give a shit. I'm gonna just show. Like for instance, shout out to Uncle Bubbles, Raymond Jackson, Uncle Bubbles. He was like, when I started to get tall, I started to lose my coordination and get, because my body trying to catch up to my coordination, getting tall, whatever. You probably know, dealt with. You start getting taller and get clumsy to your coordination, trying to catch up to your height. So he was telling me, when you get close to the ropes, you ain't got to step into it as much as you would because you got him on the ropes now. You're going to smother yourself. You don't know if he's on it. Now you got to also think a man is most dangerous when he's hurt. So now you got to fight for his life. So his money shot is coming. So he was like, when you get to the ropes, just sit there and go there. Just you're pushing that shot, but not smothering. You understand? He doesn't do that. He does not do that at all. His whole thing when he shoot is everything is one speed, fast. He don't change. At the level he's at, he still puts his chin in the air. He still sticks his arm out. He still doesn't know his foot placement sometimes. That's how he got dropped that first time.
Well, he got dropped too because his chin was in the air.
And chin in the air. He pulled straight out. He only throws his punch. He has the Amir Khan effect where he throws all his punches at one speed instead of changing the speed up on certain shots. He does not change up his jabs. He does not sit there and give a feint. He doesn't even work on his feints. And with the speed that he has, I don't understand why he doesn't have an arsenal of feints. I don't understand it. And then you have your own team. I'll never forget when he fought Jason Valles. And they were Oscars coming out, asking for autographs, whatever. This East LA's Golden Boy. So they want to ask for autographs. And somebody said, so you ready for Tank? And he said, oh, no, Tank's a beast. Oscar De La Hoya said that. You really think he just signed that new deal earlier this year or late last year, whatever, you just signed that new deal with Golden Boy. You really think Golden Boy want to fuck his money up? With as much money, if I invest that much money into you, I'm expecting double back. I ain't trying to break even.
If he
and
lose
you
a
ain't
tank, that's
going
not gonna fuck the money up that
No,
bad.
no, it's not. No, I'm not.
You know what I'm
He's not gonna fuck the money up. But he also knows that that's puts a dead stop on it. Cause he's not gonna. He probably has a worry that he's not gonna show. Like for instance, Boots loses to Bud. It's a Fernando Vargas loss. That Bama gonna show up. Pitbull loses. He's gonna still. It's a Fernando Vargas loss. He gonna show the fuck up. And it's so the skill sets that he has and the mistakes that he makes. There's no way in hell you gonna tell me that this guy is gonna sit there and go and want to fight. He didn't want to fight Pitbull, but you want to fight Tank. And you haven't improved on your skill sets, and yet Tank has improved with his maturation process outside the ring.
Outside the ring, which then translate into inside the ring.
Did you hear when you was coming in what I was saying about Hector Camacho?
Yeah. I heard the whole joke.
Exactly.
Yeah, how they partying and stuff like that. Yeah.
And that some guys don't hit that line where you know what, I gotta cut the ball.
I gotta stop.
I gotta stop.
See, that was Macho's downfall. He never stopped.
And still was a 3-time world champion, multiple weight classes.
So imagine if he would have stopped.
Imagine if he would have stopped.
The Dose in the chat, he dropping facts. He said he was better with his distance against Fortuna. If y'all watch that, he did do better against Fortuna with his distance. I can't agree with that.
Yeah, he caught him with that hook.
Yeah, sweeping that last hook.
Right, but that was his first fight with Joe Goosen, right? He was with
second fight.
Second fight with
That was
Goosen?
Second fight.
The first fight was with the African guy.
African guy, okay. So he's working on things. He said he worked his jab too though. He said Ryan got a lot of problems before he fights anyone on the A level. If I was him, I'd come back to tank in about 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years.
He said Ryan said he's gonna retire by 26. So Oscar better milk that while he can. So I mean he got valid points.
Can't wait 2 or 3 years for that one though, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Back to the frustrations with boxing. Like,
right.
You can't, you know what I'm saying, put these fights too far out. You know, the fans want it now.
Right.
And you kind of glossed over Caleb Plant with that knockout.
We never had a chance to finish that topic. How you feel about that knockout? How you feel about Plant versus Benavidez?
Because we never seen Darrell get hurt like that.
Yeah,
ever.
that was a great knockout.
Amateur or pro.
But see what it was, I think it was a hook, right?
Double.
Darrell was throwing a hook too.
Yep.
But he dropped his right hand.
Yep. Which is uncharacteristic for the Darrell, bro. They usually their textbook, slick textbook.
He dropped that right hand.
The hook to the body made him drop it. He went downstairs first, boom, boom, brought it up top.
I think he made, see, you can't drop that right hand. That's got to be right there, man.
Yeah, and I was surprised.
I just saw that this morning too.
I was surprised though that Darrell didn't. I understand that I kind of got a little bit of a cheat code that because some guys when they get hit to the body they got to bring their arms because their arms aren't as long as mine. That I could sit there and just tuck and open my glove up and I still protect the temple.
Right
yep, I could tuck and protect and open up the glove and manipulate my glove to catch the temple or whatever. But of course, we got 10 ounces on a little more, especially Grants that are slender. I get it. But at the same time, that's people. I'm telling y'all, stop talking junk about them Darrell family, man. That family is well known in the fight game. That's a legendary family. That's why it was such a shocker that he even got caught.
Maybe he thought Plant was going back to the body because he saw Plant. He threw that body and he kind of stayed there and he like.
And cranked over the top.
Oh, good point. I ain't think about that. Good point.
Because Darrell said I didn't even see. I didn't know it was coming.
Yeah, I ain't see. Yeah, he admitted that. Yeah, he admitted it. Yeah, yep.
That's probably what it was. He didn't. He probably because he threw it. Plant threw it like from down here. He was at the. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he was completely here at tuck and everything. It wasn't even in his vision here. He completely committed to taking his body to the side.
So Darrell probably thought another body shot was coming.
Right. And just, like game of inches, like you
said.
Game of inches, bro.
Now, thinking about it, where he committed at, instead of committing here and going boom, boom, he committed all the way over with the body shot and then came up. What if Darrell thought, because where his hand went like here, maybe he thought Darrell, slick as he is, he was going to go bing, bing, and then pivot out, thought the uppercut was coming, he was going to go to catch it. Palm it. That maybe could have been it as well. We don't know until someone, asks him or whatever. But it's gonna be interesting to see Sweet Hands how he utilizes that speed and his movement with David.
Let's get your opinion on that.
Yeah, that's
Plant
what I was
and
about to ask him.
I
Benavidez,
think
man.
I like Benavidez.
In that fight?
Why?
Yeah.
Tell me why real quick.
Just
And
his,
then we
his,
could go
his
back and
punch
forth.
output, you know what I'm saying? His power, his punch output. But then you got Caleb. He's very slick with his movement. So he
Controlled.
he's a great boxer. He, in terms of, you know what I'm saying? He's just pure boxer. But I like Benavidez though. I like Benavidez.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's just aggressive. He's forward. He got, you know, a lot of punches and bunches.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see, man. We'll see. When's that one set to fight?
I forget
I
the
ain't
date.
see
I ain't
the
gonna get on
date.
here and lie.
But I know it's
I'm
supposed
not
to
sure
be
if they
like
have a
early
date.
next year, right? It's supposed to be
it
early,
early
like
next
Something
year?
like that. I
January,
think like
February.
February or January, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, we
Yeah,
still got
something like
time.
that. I feel like, in my opinion, I never got a chance. You asked me this question, never got a chance to answer it.
Oh
though.
yeah, come on with it, bro. Come on, because I'm gonna go at both of y'all. Let's do this.
I like this fight a lot, man. I like
How
this fight a
much
lot.
you like?
Caleb Plant showed that people been questioning his pop, and if he can punch, he showed he can punch.
No, he showed he could.
He
punch
showed
him
he
down.
could
He has a
punch.
sneaky power on his left
Right.
hook.
He
too.
got power that. Oh shit, we gotta respect that now, because you know David did Darrell pretty dirty. You know, beat him up pretty bad. But nobody, I didn't expect Plant to
But
catch.
it was the cut that really did
Right, it
it,
was the
and
cut
he
that
was
really did
doing
it.
good with his jab against
I
David.
didn't expect Caleb to do that, so I'm still like, oh shit. So now that adds another variable to this fight with David. I like David, like you said, punch output, Mr. Walk you down. But I feel like he's like walking down flat-footed as hell. And he's going to have to catch up. He's going to have to catch up to Caleb.
Yeah,
If he can get Caleb,
that's true. And then he gotta be. Benavidez got to be planted in order to punch, and then if you got somebody moving around,
right. And
it's gonna make it tough for him.
I think he's gonna have to catch Caleb up against the ropes and try to keep him there. But if Caleb can keep his back and them calves off the rope and keep that fight here and encircle him and turn him and turn him, I think the fight may work in Caleb's favor with the jab, working off the jab, staying at distance and working him. But you know, it's definitely like a toss up, flipping a coin, because David catch him and hurt him. You know, to the body. David throws the hooks, left, right.
My shit for, bro?
I'm just saying, you know, David throw them hooks, left, right.
So with the Canelo fight, remember Canelo was pressing him down and walking him down. It was effective though. He was effective that way.
Right.
So Benavidez doing that. I mean,
that's a great point.
You know
too.
what I'm saying?
That's a great point.
Caleb wasn't able to get out, get. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I'm loving this conversation. Y'all go ahead and finish. I'm gonna go last. I'm gonna go last.
For sure. I feel like Canelo was punching everything. Canelo broke him down with everything. He was whipping.
And Benavidez can't do the same?
No, he definitely can.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a great. This for me is almost a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
It's almost 50-50. It depends on how is Caleb gonna bring that Philly shell against David? Was that something he tried to use? Is that something he tried to use because he saw Floyd do it against Canelo?
Nah, he always uses it.
He was really in that Philly shell against Canelo.
Yeah,
you could tell he was watching Floyd. He watched Floyd and Canelo and was studying it.
Even the counter
he studied Floyd and Canelo like a motherfucker before that fight. You can tell. You can definitely tell. Is he gonna bring that style, that same defensive discipline, and try to stand there and just roll with the punches? If he try to stand there and roll with the punches like Floyd was doing against Canelo, against David, I don't know.
Nah.
He gotta really get on his stick and turn David and keep him here, because David fights square. He's square.
So they keep him turning.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
That's what he got to keep him turning. Because like I said, Benavidez got to stay planted and then lets off his shot. So if you got somebody turning and giving you angles and stuff and using his footwork and lateral movements, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear what you guys say.
All right, I'm about to cook. All right, let me go ahead and shake out a little bit.
What do you say?
All right, cool. So this is my thing. The way that David walks, to y'all point, is square. He shoots a lot of volume, but a lot of times when he's shooting this, he'll come in this pop, 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 boom. This little gap in between here is the big telltale sign for that double hook that he just knocked out the rail with and has dropped other guys with. Is what is he gonna get here? Now the next thing is the battle of the jabs, and we all know that Sweet Hands is one of the most beautiful arsenal of stick today that you could call out where he could sit. He'll even
Damn.
I'm sorry, like he'll even my bad. Like he'll
Earthquake in this joint.
he'll look at you like this, then he'll turn here, and as he's walking this way, as he's coming around, and he knows where the real estate is. Okay, ropes is about right here, corners here. He's gonna sit. He may go like this, feint you, walk off, and as he's turning, he'll give you a double foot feint, back foot feint, like he's coming at something, and then as soon as you pull, then all of a sudden he shoots it up. But that gives him enough time to swing his back foot out and get out to more real estate. And now he does his little walk off, and now he's back into reset. Second, that's going to be another thing. Can his jab be the big telltale sign? Second thing, his feet are faster than anybody that David has fought. His feet are much faster and lighter, and he can utilize more tricks with his feet than anybody that David has fought up until this point. So now you ought to also wonder, okay, so how he's going to be able to BINK's point. David comes in, and his whole thing is to break you down. So now everything is coming at a volume and hard. So it's like, okay, so he's coming here, and he's shooting. Now, where does Caleb throw? Like, okay, now he's throwing this, but now it's, okay, I could sit there and utilize this and slide in, make him look stupid, and I'm gone. You can't catch up with my feet. But to the Canelo thing, we already know he ain't dealing with somebody as slick as Canelo this time. He ain't got to worry about that. The biggest thing is just volume I have to worry about.
And the power.
And that break you down power. And what can I get in between your shots? Because my biggest thing is you throw 5 to 8 punch combinations nonstop. You rarely ever throw 3 punch combinations. 9 times out of 10 with David, it's 4, 5 to 8 shots. What can I get in between with these shots? Now, when he fought Canelo, he got a little bit tired late, but he was still in pretty much good control, good mental stability. The biggest thing was you could see Cinnamon's maturation from the Floyd fight to that point, because he caught Canelo multiple times, touch shoulder, rock, brick, rock, uppercut, catch, hook.
Canelo was banging that shit.
And he was catching it, and he was right there for catching it, pulling his guard back up, boom, pull the guard, hold the toe, pull it back up, boom, come back. And watch as Canelo makes the adjustment. The way he stopped Sweet Hands was he immediately made Caleb, we talked about it the other show, he made Caleb think the hook was coming normal in a sense. Like, I'm going here and I'm going to shoot here.
He made it look like it was going down.
It's going to be here. But then he shifted from here up. So the way Caleb is thinking is, okay, I'm going to dip, swing my back foot out, and I'm going to more real estate. And as soon as he knew Cinnamon just went on, was like, oh, okay, Caleb's going to try to dip, and I'm going to shovel it. And as soon as he tried to shovel it, that changed that angle just enough. And what do you see?
The same joint he hit Billy Joe with.
Ran right into it. And then that's what buzzed him. He ain't got to worry about that too damn much. That type of chess play. Yeah. He ain't got to worry about it. It's more volume, control. What can I do if I utilize my jab with this guy? Will David's size be an issue? Because Caleb's more stronger than people realize. He's a natural 68 guy.
Stay in shape.
And he stays in shape. That's another thing. How well does that rounds 8 through 12 go? Because you know that Caleb stays in top shape all the time. And you know that David sometimes really, really hurts himself to get to 68. So now you got to wonder if he keeps up a certain, I don't want to say pace, but just keeps the dance going just a little differently, not in complete control, that David's not in full control. If he does that and David's not in full control, does that change? Does it turn back into another Ronald Gabriel fight? That first fight that David had with Ronald Gabriel, who dropped him, and the guy was really pushing David. Does he turn it into that all over again? So that's my biggest thing. Is that catch in between? Is he going to be able to get anything in between that volume? Pop, 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 pop. Everything in between. What is that? What is he going to do to utilize that gap? When David shoots in with his body, is he going to throw his shoulder like, okay, all right, pop, pop. Okay. Throw my shoulder right into his chest and push him off. Like, yeah, you ain't just going to be walking down on me type of thing.
Now you break it down like this, Caleb definitely has more tools in his toolbox than Benavidez. I think Benavidez may be 1 or 2 dimensional. Because, Caleb could box. He could mix it up. He got the deceptive power, and then he can move. You know what I'm saying? I think that's going to be the determining factors in this fight. His movement. You know what I'm saying? His movement, his boxing ability, and but we'll see, man. Anything happen in a fight though.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
From Dose in the chat. Good point here. He said, I saw an interview. Benavidez said Bivol was kind of easy in sparring. Why doesn't he just go up to 175?
He will.
He said, is 168 that much of a glamour division? They don't know, 175? Do you think there's good fights for David at 175?
Oh, hell
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I think the fights we want to see David in is at 175. You got Bivol, you got
That's true.
Beterbiev, you got Joe Smith. You talking about those in the trench, boom, boom, boom,
Bigger
boom,
question.
where he can really let his combination go like you'd like to see against Joe Smith or somebody like that.
And it's going back to what you said, he got to do a lot to get down to that weight where he fatigues later on. You may not have that problem going to that 75.
I think our best Benavidez is at 175.
Yeah.
In my opinion. That's a good point, Dose. That's a real good point, Dose.
But now I got a bigger question to bounce off of Dose and y'all too. Does he bully people the way he do at 68, at 75?
I don't think he bullies.
What? He ain't, you say you don't think he bullies.
I don't think he bullies, but that's what I'm saying. The fights that we grew up seeing, those tough Mike Tyson fights, the Ali's and the Frazier's, those fights, that's his fights at 175 with Beterbiev and them bigger dudes. I'm telling you. I'm seeing it.
You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is he fought one of the top guys who gave him all he want, man. Tip that he's Speedy Ellis's brother.
Yeah.
He always helped Cinnamon in camp. He gave David all he want. He was right there with it. David really had to put him away. He had nothing but respect for that's not his name is it's not Rashidi. Rashidi's the younger, it's the smaller brother. Oh my gosh.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of his name even.
But he gave Ellis all the respect. He fought our guy, Kyron, who's also, now that Caleb has left, he changed trainers, right?
Who's he with now?
J-Rock's and Kyron's trainer, Breadman.
Okay.
Remember Kyron who came in, he was supposed to fight what's that guy name that Caleb beat for the title? Uskatagi. He was supposed to fight Uskatagi, and Uskatagi popped dirty. So Kyron came in as a late replacement. And he got all the biggest respect, and he fought Darrell as well, and got a lot of big respect. He got a draw with
Ronald Ellis.
Yeah, Ronald. He fought so Kyron fought Anthony Darrell. He fought Darrell and got a draw. Then he fought David and got a standing ovation even though he lost. Now the guy who trains him and trains J-Rock, who's good on inside stuff. Cause my biggest thing with it, I don't got him not stay on the inside with David Benavidez. But now he's working with Breadman and that great trainer with J-Rock and all of them. Ain't no telling what extra stuff they're gonna use. Hey man, they might tell him this. Hey, we're gonna utilize the inside work when it turns into inside work with David Benavidez, the same way I had J-Rock utilize it against Jared on the inside. When it get on the inside, we're going to use his weight against him. And we're going to shift all his weight. We're going to let his weight fall right on in, and we're going to counter him. That could be the thing. Especially him having Breadman and that Philly shell, since he's working the Philly shell. And we all remember how beautiful J-Rock is on the inside with glove placement and all those things, glove manipulation, all that stuff. And using your weight and then throwing the shoulder off of you, and then coming over top. That's going to be the big thing. But we've known David to be the bully at 68. He ain't taking a step backwards. He beating you around the ring, and you just got to try to keep pushing yourself, These guys are pushing themselves off the stool, working till they can't no more until the fight gets stopped. Everybody, they going hard to the end against Dave, but Dave is the one who's walking guys down, controlling them. If he goes to 75, I ain't got that happening with no Bivol. I'm sorry. I ain't got better BF. I ain't got that happening, my boy. I'm sorry. I got them Russian dudes sitting there like, oh, okay. All right, now I'm going to give you this little bit of bounce. I'm going to give you this forearm right here to run into. And now, bruh, the way he controls his distance, bruh, I did not expect for him to beat on Zerdo that good, bruh. He outclassed
And
the
Zerto was
mess
huge.
out of
Zerto was huge.
Huge.
He punished him.
who, bro.
Canelo.
I might have run that back today.
Watch
Run
that.
it
Watch
back.
that.
Yeah.
And then see what you think Canelo gonna do with him in a rematch.
My
I don't think Canelo
God.
want to see him.
Canelo, I don't see Canelo doing much of anything. in the
Daggone
rematch.
thing. I'm sorry. It's weight classes
Nah.
for a
It's a
reason.
bad
But
fight.
oh,
Yeah.
Bivol might fuck around and stop Canelo. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say that right now on air. Bivol might fuck around and stop Canelo if they rematch, yo. I'm
Bruh.
telling you.
Canelo looked super frustrated in that first
Yeah.
one.
I was just saying.
So frustrated. He
You heard
was
what I
trying to
said?
figure out what he couldn't figure him out.
Yeah.
Bro, you heard what I said
It's
when he
gonna
hit him? He man, and shot that joint. He always shoot. And he
Man.
shoots that whipping joint, hit him in the
Catch
shoulder. He hit him 3 times, and all of a sudden, before just do this.
Bivol didn't move offline ever.
That Bama didn't move
Yeah,
or nothing.
I want to know Bival's secret and what he did to get that
Bruh.
arm ready for that fight, because you saw that the joint was all black
Probably
and
them
blue.
bamboo sticks they be.
Because you remember, he did that same jump to Colin Smith, and Colin Smith
He blew
arm
his
was-
bicep up.
Blew his bicep up.
Mhm.
And I'm like, you could see Keno's whole face. Keno's face did this. He went boom, boom, everything.
He said, "Oh shit."
Yeah, he was
You
doing
saw his
yeah,
face?
Yeah, he
Like,
was
he
doing
was
that a lot.
pissed.
He was super
But
frustrated.
This is the thing though. We all heard this man was talking, oh yeah, I might go up to 90 and fight the cruiserweight champ. The same dude that Tony Bellew knocked out for the title. Makabu, who's known as a
Makabu, yeah.
bricklayer. He's like, oh, I don't fight Makabu. Yeah, all right, boy. Yeah, I'm like, man, skills. I tell people all the time, man, skill for skill. I know plenty of guys, man. It's a reason why you tip your hat to Sweet Pea Whitaker and Wilfred Benitez and just so many great guys over the years, too many in the name, that move up weight class after weight class after weight class. Look at Junior Jones. Junior Jones was huge for his weight class at 22. He was putting people out as soon as he touched him. So then he couldn't make the weight no more. He went up to 26. And he still couldn't make it. He had to go up to 30, and he was getting hurt. He couldn't stay there no more. He couldn't have guys just too big, but he couldn't be at 26 anymore, 22 no more. Couldn't make the weight. It's just how it is. And people don't understand that you can have skill, as much skill as you want. I tell this story all the time. Never forget, I always was the smaller guy in the gym, 32 pounds, sparring the bigger guys. And this is when I'm trying to get ready for fights. Dude come up to my dad, man, no, you should have your son put on another 20 pounds of muscle, put him at 52 or whatever, and such, because with this kid, he could be he fight like Roy, be another Roy, whatever. My dad said, man, nah, man, my son got to be he could box with any skill for he could box with anybody, but man, this weight class for a reason. My son got to eat to get to that weight. Them dudes got to lose to get to them weights. And you know who the hell was waiting at 41 and 52? A guy named Mike, yes indeed, Reed. Another dude named Marquise Moore at 52. Gary Allen Russell at 41. Shit, I'm good at 32 and 38. I'm good here.
Weight classes for a reason.
Man,
for it.
what?
Yeah.
Man, what Ray Leonard said, he fought Donnie Lalonde at 75 pounds. And he said that was the first time he ever fought, and every single shot hurt badly when he fought Donnie Lalonde.
See, and I think when these fighters try to do this, they diminishing. They got the skill set, but then it's like the legacy. Are you hurting your legacy doing this? You know what I'm saying? Stepping up, and then you not performing at your peak.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm
Okay.
sayant? Like,
Yeah.
I know you want to step up and you want to keep going in your different weight classes, but at some point, right? Like at some point, like a Canelo and Bivol, or like, is it needed? Like to you know,
when there's so many fights in your division.
Yeah, it's not
And
needed.
Look at Floyd. Look at so many guys. Even Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia ain't stupid. He moved up to 54. You really think he gonna fight a natural 54 like Jared Hurd size? All the guys that Floyd, majority of the guys, all the guys that besides Canelo, even though that was at a catch weight, most of the time when they fought guys at 54 and whatever, it was guys that were like them, that were moving up over time to that weight class. They didn't just fight. Okay,
Not a
I'm
big,
fight
like you
this
said, not a
natural.
bigger dude that's
Yeah.
cutting it to make that weight.
Yeah, man, it's
Yeah.
a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
But the other thing I saw in the chat, bro, they were saying, do y'all think Mr. Gary Russell is moving up to 30? Yeah, no other choice. What is there for him to I want to see what y'all think. There's nothing else for him to accomplish at 26.
You want to see him fight more. I don't care if he moves 30, 35, 47. Just want to see him fight.
Brand,
That's
what? Because
that's
I
what I'm
don't know,
fighting.
man. Time about to blow him by. But I understood. I think it's a time for me to defend him a little bit because I've known him so well and trained beside him for so long. He went through hell and back in the amateurs. I remember him breaking both of his hands in the tournament. So, I mean, tore his shoulder. And that shoulder that he hurt against the guy he just lost the title to.
Mark Messiah.
Mark Messiah. That shoulder was messed up for years. I mean, amateur, Olympic time, years. This is my thing with Sweet. If you really look at his career, all he did was utilize what the WBC mandates were. That's all he did. Yeah, man, I done fought all these amateur fights at a high level. I done did this, did that. You know what? I ain't got to do all this, man. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. What's the WBC mandate? Because remember, he fought for the IBF first before he ever fought for the WBC. He fought Lomachenko, and he got the loss. So he got the WBC and said, all right, I got the fingers, my mandatory once a year. Remember for what was it, 5 years straight? He fought on close to the same date, late August, for like 5 years straight.
He worked the system, man.
He worked the system. Like, okay, and then so if you really look at it, if I got the WBC belt, Kenichi's my mandatory at the WBC. You're ranked number 3. BINK's ranked number 4. What happens is y'all undefeated. Yeah, I want Junior. I want Junior's WBC belt. But then you ranked at number 3, you ranked at number 4, and Nishi's number 2. Or Nishi's number 1 and you number 3, number 4. He's gonna say, oh, you get a phone call. Hey, y'all still ranked at WBA, IBF, and WBO. Y'all ranked in those other sanctioning bodies. You might be 2 in the WBA. You might be 2 in the IBF. So you might get a call to fight for that one as a vacant belt or whatever. And what you gonna do? You gonna take it. Nishi, what you gonna do? You gonna say, you know what? I'll take that because if I fight and win that belt, I could turn around and fight Junior for his WBC, and this time I got a belt to bring to the table, which is more money. And now y'all two get called to go fight for the WBA mandatory or number 1 contender, and you get called to fight for the WBO one. And that whole time that just cuts off each dangerous mandatory one by one, because I'm still fighting my mandatory, but now I'm fighting the 4th least dangerous guy. Still dangerous, but it's just, and then until y'all want to make a negotiation, that's how it worked. So now it's like, okay, now he just lost to Mark Maxwell. What is those to accomplish? You might as well go to 30 before time blowing by. I understood what he did because Gary dealt with a lot with his hands, his shoulders, all those fights, fighting internationally in the amateurs. I understood why he did what he did. But now it's like, okay, now you don't want time to blow past you. So it's like, okay, 30, 35, do what you gonna do, But you also wonder, he hit Mark Maxwell hit him and was knocking him across the ring, almost knocking him off balance. So it's like, all right, if you go to 30, go to 35, he got the skills. We know that power. What is that's different. The only thing.
That's why they got weight classes for a reason, right? Does it? But he got the skill, he got the speed.
My God, do we?
You know what I'm saying?
And that hook is nasty. That hook is nasty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we just want to see Gary fight, man.
I remember watching Gary one time fight at Sugar Ray Leonard card when Sugar Ray used to do when he used to have amateur fights over there.
Yeah.
They don't do no more amateur fights over there, do they? I haven't seen one in a while, but yeah, I've been watching him and all these amateurs, man. It's good to see where they are now, man. It's just, and then the new generation of amateurs coming up and the new world champions is going to be coming up through that,
Yeah.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. A lot coming out the area.
A lot coming out the
area. Whole lot, man. I done talked to Austin Trout. He stamped it. He said, yo, when I come to the DMV to train or spar, he said, y'all got it. He said, that's where I come and get my best work. He said, DMV got some of the best fighters in the world.
Yeah, I still remember when he sparred Jared.
He stamped it, man. He stamped it. So definitely agree with you there. Real quick, can you touch on where we can watch the fights at the Thump Yard?
Yeah, so we're gonna be transmitting it live on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, the Thump Yard. Our last event, we had a whole live stream thing set up. So like I said, back to us wanting to elevate and improve all our shows, we'll make sure the next one is a little better, like with the graphics and stuff like that. But yeah, we transmitted live and we got like different camera angles and all that. Stuff. Like it looks good, man. It looks good. Like our last event, we had a lot of people that are just raving about. We did a great job in producing it and putting it together. That some guys even say it was better than some pro shows that they've been to in the area. So,
good for you.
And what's the next fight date?
November 20th, next Sunday. Doors open at 1:00 and first bout at 3. And that's at that Coco Cabana nightclub.
Coco Cabana. Let me write this down. I will forget. Coco.
Now I'm gonna make sure I send it to you on a DM.
Okay, for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be dropping different little
say I
promo
got-
videos I got for the fights. I
Okay,
got
for
messed
sure.
up.
Yeah, definitely send that, and I'll kick that out and send it to
Yeah.
as many people as I possibly
Bet,
can, man. 'Cause
bet,
what you
bet.
doing is
'Cause
huge,
I
man.
can't understand none of that shit he just wrote.
I'm writing like a
You
doctor,
know
like you.
Oh,
I'm writing
here
like a
we
doctor,
go.
like you. But yeah, man. Definitely appreciate you coming through the show.
Nah, man, I appreciate
Hell
y'all,
yeah, man. You
Appreciate y'all.
you bought the best out of me talking boxing today,
Nah,
man. I appreciate it.
man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Nah, you freaking boxing historian.
Oh,
man.
my
all
Lord.
the time, man.
I'm gonna have to do my homework next time y'all ever
Right.
have me over there, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I salute you, man. Salute you, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
for sure. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we let you go? Get to the rest of your
Nah,
weekend?
just I appreciate just the support, man. Keep doing y'all thing. I see this podcast blowing up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna blow up for sure, man. You guys already had a bunch of top level people on this podcast, and and I appreciate the support. Keep pushing the message, man. Put these guns down. The gloves up. Too many of our young brothers and sisters just losing their life, due to senseless violence, man. They just it's terrible. And like I said, like me, for example, my situation, I feel like, God has a reason for everything. And if it wasn't for me going through what I went through, the thump yard wouldn't even be existing
Good
right now.
point.
Like it literally would not have existed. So,
Right.
with the impact and the platform now that I have, with my story, and just keep pushing the message and keep pushing the platform. And and our goal is to be the premier amateur boxing promoter in this area.
Okay.
If not, but we'll start here and then we'll work on, going nationwide. But yeah, we want to give great shows, good quality shows, and we want to get feedback from the community, see how we can improve. You know what I'm saying? Because we just want to be better and better on all our shows.
For sure.
And we want to feature some top level amateurs. I mean, we already got some top level amateurs that are gonna be on our next show. And what I tell the people, man, you got to be on the lookout for these amateurs. These new boxing fans. We created like a whole new fan base of boxers that were following when we were doing the backyard stuff. People that weren't really into boxing, and now they following us, and now I'm able to showcase these top level amateurs, and these amateurs, some of them will be world champions one day.
100%.
So, it's just great to be a part of their journey. The next show is a belt show. So
Yeah.
Man, I just say, I remember my dad saying how back in the day he used to have amateur fights on TV. And up until maybe the early 2000s, they still showed some amateur fights on TV, like the Army guys, or it would be the National Golden Gloves slightly. It used to be on ESPN a little bit. Now it's not on ESPN anymore. The way you going, it could end up, you can wind up bringing amateur boxing back on TV, man, on a big stage, man. You never know. It could start out with being on a local channel like Channel 8, and you wind up pushing from there, man. You never know. So you keep doing that. I just tip my hat to you, man. You a conqueror, man. You a man's man. I tip my hat to you, brother. I really do, man. You a bad dude.
Nah, thank you, man.
100%,
We all are, like I said, man. We all got a story, man. Just my little story, and I'm grateful and appreciative that I'm able to share it with the public, and and if I could just change one person's life, that's all.
100%.
That's all that matters, brothers.
100%, man. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you for your message. Again, thank you for coming through the show and showing love to Slip Encounter.
Thank
and
you.
we will be in touch with you with the Thump Yard, man.
Thank you.
For sure, for sure.
Appreciate it, man.
I got to take my son. He a big Black Panther fan. Big Black Panther. And the movie just came out. So I got to run back to Hagerstown. And I'm surprising him with the movie. So I hope he's not watching right now. I'm surprising him with the Black Panther movie tonight. So I got to run back to Hagerstown, man. But
I'm going to just call him when we leave.
Yeah,
tell
call
my
him.
nephew.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, just act
like you don't know what's going on. Yeah, man. But I want to shout out to everybody that came through today. I want to shout out the Money Team. I want to shout out Derek. I want to shout out Jalil, Major Hackett. I want to shout out, I don't even know your actual name. What's your actual name?
Oh, Jonathan.
Jonathan. I never got you, but Jonathan. Jonathan from the Thump Yard, man. Jonathan from the Thump Yard for coming through and showing love and dropping that beautiful message about just perseverance and finding your true goal and your purpose.
Yes,
your true
indeed.
purpose through whatever you're going through. You may be in the depths of hell, but you still have a purpose here. No matter how down you get, you have a purpose.
Yes,
you have
sir.
a reason to be here on this earth.
Yes,
so
sir.
I really appreciate that message. Thank you for sharing that.
No,
I hope this does numbers.
Hope you got
I'm
a hoodie in the car, 'cause I'm about to buy it.
I got to get your size, though. What size you at?
M or L, either one.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm going to order one
this
from
ain't
you,
going to be
too.
the last time we talk, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
We'll be in contact, and I'm going to
100%.
make sure I get you one, too. What's your size?
Large.
All right, bet.
Large, man.
Got
Appreciate
both.
you.
Extra large.
Appreciate you, man. So we're going to definitely
Extra
wrap this
large.
one up.
Oh, wait, no, we can't wrap it up yet. Happy Veterans Day to
Oh,
you, bro.
appreciate you, man.
And
Appreciate
to my
you.
Uncle Marvin, too, man.
Appreciate
Happy
you, man.
Veterans Day, man. I ain't forgot about that.
Nah, for
and
sure,
shout
man.
out to Jay Fire, too, and Cavity Bakery, man, to y'all.
Happy
Definitely.
Veterans Day to all the veterans out there that did their thing and sacrificed their lives, put it on the line. So appreciate you guys.
Gracias por todo. Gracias por todo
Yeah.
to Route 1 for everything. Gracias por
Indeed.
todo, man. My goodness.
Indeed.
Muchas
Shout out
gracias.
Route 1, our boy Junior from Route 1 Alexandria came through with the
Big
food
Roy.
drop. I can't wait to go grub real quick before I gotta leave. But we're gonna wrap this up, man. Thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you like what you saw. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Subscribe. And we'll be back with you guys again next week. Thank you.
Hasta luego.
I was born for this. Always knew I was the one, didn't know when my time was gonna come. I was born for this. Gotta be the voice for the youth, won't stop.
And I can keep this, I can keep the bass on, right? And I can stay on even when I'm on the game. Oh, that.
still using these to play games? Or these to listen to music? What if I told you these are gaming headphones? And you can use these to listen to music. So get rid of these two. And get the new HYBERNATION 5s by Kenichi. hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter. Color RGB and extreme bass mode.
The Hibernation 5s are just to you.
I was born for this. Always knew I was the one, didn't know when my time was gonna come. Born for this. Gotta be the voice for the youth, won't stop.
And I can keep this, I can keep the bass on, right? And I can stay on even when I'm on the game. Oh, that.
still using these to play games? Or these to listen to music? What if I told you these are gaming headphones? And you can use these to listen to music. So get rid of these two. And get the new HYBERNATION 5s by Kenichi. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter. Color RGB and extreme bass mode.
The HYBERNATION 5s are just to you.